Going on? Going on, everybody? Testing, testing. Frame drop's looking good. Sure. All right. All right. So, never really done this before. So we're going to dive right in, but we're going to do a tutorial for beginners, really, on how to play Legend of Mana. Dragon Percent. Kind of like the down and dirty, like you're just getting started and you kind of want to know what it's all about and maybe a few little tricks. So to start with, press new game. And, you have two characters to select from. Pretty identical. I've heard that the male is slightly faster, but has more copy or dialogue. But I've heard that they kind of even themselves out. So if you're like, ooh, which one's faster, which one's better, I think really you could do very well with either character. Just gonna pick the dude for today, and pretty sure the only weapon for this category is the sword. Hey, Faros, welcome, dude. Thank you, man. We're just getting started. We're kind of diving right in. I was just thinking about the weapon and how you could potentially route in any weapon, but I don't know anybody else. Like, for instance, the other categories, Jumi, and I think Jumi used to do a sword and now it does a hammer. Fairy, really with Fairy you could pick any weapon because you purchase a gold weapon later. That's your strong weapon. Since we're playing Dragon, I feel like because it's routed with the Brave Blade, we're just going to do the two-handed sword. Just learning Dragon Percent, just go ahead and get that two-handed sword. And if you're going to be as try-hard as possible, you could do like the one character name, like a lot of people do with their games. The name isn't really mentioned a lot in dialogue, so I've heard that it doesn't really matter, but again, if you want to try as hard as possible, always do the one letter because I figure it's not going to hurt me. Technically, it sounds like you could save frames using the one. And you just hit the start button. So I just hit circle to delete U until I left Y. Circle is delete, X is select, Now, when you're done naming your character, all you do is hit the start button. And this is the world map. And it's already been routed to be in a specific spot. You'll notice as you go around the map, it'll turn dark. That means that if you try to hit X, you hear that little doot doot doot. That means you can't start in that area of the map. But then you can see if you move over a little, it turns light. We could potentially start there. So, but like I said, it's been routed to start here. I don't know exactly why, but I know that water, there needs to be some water for particular artifacts. We'll talk about what artifacts are to be dropped next to, but you don't want so much water either because it can affect, I think, the enemy strength. We don't need to worry about that, but this is just a little side note. So if you were trying to find it like in a pragmatic way and you're just starting off, you're gonna say 1, 2, 3. No, it'd be 1, 2. So it'd be 1, 2 from the right hand side, and 1, 2, 3. So 2 to the left and 3 down. So if you can't remember, start all the way to the top right and say 1, 2 to the left, 1, 2, 3 down. And so you'll notice when we hit X, we are able to continue. It didn't turn dark and make that weird noise. So the very next time we press X is when we start the timer. And I'm gonna do the timer, even though we're doing a tutorial, we're just gonna let it run. And the purpose of that is gonna be so that I can show you where to split and how to split. Again, this is very basic stuff, so like if you've never done a speedrun ever, then good to know this stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and start. So I'm gonna hit X and start my timer at the exact same time, so I'll count myself down. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, I'm just mashing X because for this particular category, all that's happening right now is auto, but as soon as... I'm not certain. I don't think you have to press X for any of that. Or maybe you just have to for the placement. Yeah, because you do have opportunity to put it where you want. So I'm mashing X right here as fast as I can around the 32-second mark because there's a cutscene that you need to get past. And then I'm mashing X now too. You want to mash X through this intro cutscene with this copy here. You don't have to mash until it gets to, like, say, Remnants of Mana, and then you mash to get to this then after hundreds of years. So technically you could just save your thumb strength until the very end, but I just mash through just to make sure I don't miss anything at all. I'm just mashing through this text. When it says, remember me, need me, that's when you know it's almost over. Find me and walk beside me is the last. Okay, once it disappears, you can stop mashing. Hey, thanks, man. Oh, that's rad. Thanks, Faros. Yeah, and I will definitely highlight it so you can go back and miss anything. Rewatch it. Thanks, dude. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. No pressure. Low pressure on this. So, here we are. The game starts off in your home. You notice the character got out of bed. He does that on his own. And as soon as the character turns to face you like he is now, that's when we hit start. And we're gonna go down to skill, hit X, and we're gonna, it's up to you where you want to assign these. For me, I like to put spin on the triangle and lunge on the circle. And then I like to put my AoE, or my not AoE special technique. So special techniques are, so when you go to under special techniques magic, your shoulder button, R1 for me, again, you could do whatever you want, but I like to put my AoE on the L1 and my non-AoE on the R1. So I select R1, then I select ST, and you start off with Rising Crush. That's given to you by default because our two-handed sword. If we were to pick a hammer, you would start off with Blammo, so on and so forth. So that's the first thing you do. You hit start, you go down to skill, you assign spin and lunge to triangle and circle, which are your ability buttons. Again, you could put lunge on triangle and spin on circle if it's better for you that way. And then you want to assign the only ST you have at this point to any of those 4 shoulder buttons. For me, I like R1. And then the quickest way out of this, you could go circle, circle, circle. But that's not the fastest way. The fastest way is to just hit the start button. So again, start, skill, pick spin, pick lunge, pick Rising Crush, and then hit start. And you're out. And then you're always running in this game. Don't know if you ever walk. We'll find out. But to run, you hold circle. And then I just move the analog stick to go downstairs. Go out this door. And we're going to run down to this little Sproutling guy and talk to him. I am a Sproutling. The world can be shaped by your imagination. Did you know that? You picked the first option. I knew that. And then he goes, here you go. And he's going to give you the very first artifact. So AF stands for artifact. And the artifact that we're given is called Color Blocks. Technically, the first artifact is home that you saw placed. Automatically get home. Automatically placed. I guess you place it in the default position. And then that's where we are now, at home. And now we got our first artifact from Sproutling. And he says this is the town of Domina, so color blocks. So then you leave. Exit the world map, yes. So color blocks becomes Domina. This game has something what's called the land make system, where you find artifacts along the way. So it says select the artifact by pressing square. Find artifacts along the way, which here's color blocks. This is kind of like a grid system, so you can see that you can go up, down, left, and right. Can't drop past these points yet. You see you can drop on the area that's lit up. But this has been routed in a specific way, so we're going to drop color blocks to the left, to the west of home. And when we drop it, it will turn into Domina. So that's the land make system. You choose where you want to drop the artifacts, and Domina appears. That's our first stop. So once you drop Domina, mash X to walk over to it, then mash X again to end. I like to be running before the screen fades in, so you'll see me running. Oops, I didn't hold down circle. So you can see, let's go back out for a minute. You can well, we can't now, we have a cutscene. So this is Duel here, with the onion mask, talking to El Azul, the character we're gonna speak to momentarily. Duel's gonna let us know that he doesn't really care for El Azul. Like, geez, he makes me sick. Okay, so let me just point out the difference between walking and running and what it makes. So here's me walking. That's the speed. Here's me running. You can see it's just like at least twice as fast. We're gonna... Oh, that was interesting. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's leave. See if we can get Niccolo to come back out. Because I left and came back, I didn't realize that Niccolo wouldn't come through the door. That's weird. Enter again and see if we can make him appear. Because normally, as you're walking up to the hub door, as you're coming out, this character named Niccolo is coming in. See if he appears. No, too bad, but I made him disappear. So as soon as you enter the pub, you run over to El Azul and you mash X. Silence, don't interrupt. So he's talking to this, looks like a fairy. Kind of sternly. We find out later that he's searching for his friend. So he's a little frustrated that he can't find her. We're going to say option 2 for everything. So ask what happened. Mashing X. Ask about the friend. And then a third time, second option, let's search for her. Then you can just mash, mash, mash. And we got a new artifact, a Jade Egg. And we have Al Azul in tow now, so he's hanging out with us. As we leave the pub, you'll see he comes with us. And we just leave Dominant. So now we have the Jade Egg. It's funny, I'm already... Okay, so now we have the Jade Egg, and we're going to drop the Jade Egg to the east of home, or to the right of home. What I like to do, so you could, for speed's sake, what I like to do is to move the hand to the spot I want to drop the artifact first. The reason I do that is because I have control of it first. Again, if you're speedrunning it and you're trying to go as fast as possible and try hard as possible, you're not going to be able to move the hand. I mean, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to mash square and pick up the Jade Egg right away. There's a bit of a delay, so for the sake of staying going as fast as possible, you do gain access to the movement of the hand first. So I move that first, boop, boop. We're going to put it to the right of home. We're going to press square to pick up our artifact over here. This little black and white checkerboard circle, like a Lazy Susan thing, is where all your artifacts will live as you pick them up, or you place them on. Then we press X, and then X again. And Jade Egg is going to become the Mekiv Caverns. And then we just mash X to move our character over to Mekiv Caverns, and then we mash it again, enter. And there's some intro copy here. So this, you see the Lost Princess, you gotta mash through that to get it to go away. Elazul's like, I sense brilliance nearby, let's hurry. Now you see him turn around there, that's because you now have control. There's a bit of a delay there before you gain control. We're gonna run underneath Duel to this lower right exit. We're gonna continue down. It also goes over here. We don't want to go over there. We avoid that. We go down these little steps. This is a little cave here. We're going to avoid that and keep going down. And our first battle, we're going to, before we pop into it, I'll just talk about these little mushroom guys are called Mushbooms, and then there's also going to be a bat. I typically go for the bat first. Even though they generally move around about the same, it's still RNG. Also, you know, so like, you're not exactly sure what they're gonna do, so you just have to kind of like work with it. Also, you don't know what El Azul is gonna do. You could just be about to attack, and then El Azul, since he's AI, he'll knock the enemy away from you, and you'll whiff. So those are things that are out of your control. But I'm gonna attack the bat first with a slash and a spin. Let's talk about the attack. So let's see if I can avoid death while I explain the power cancel. The power cancel, so in this game, you have 2 attack buttons, regular attack buttons for your weapon. In this case, the two-handed sword. The first one is the X, which is a basic slash, so I'll do that now. And there's little to no cooldown there. I can mash X and just, you can see me swinging pretty quick over and over in quick succession. Then there is square, which is a power cancel, but look at that huge slowdown. It's like 1, 2, it's like 2 seconds of slowdown. So what I want to show you guys, hopefully I can leave and come back and or actually the next battle, we can show it in the next battle. What I want to show you guys is the power cancel. Actually, oh yeah, I can't do it. Power cancel is a trick that someone figured out where you can mash the square button to do your heavy attack. But then you'll notice in the beginning of the game we assigned this button here, R1, with an ST, but all the other buttons right now are empty. So technically you could use any of the 3 empty shoulder buttons to buffer your power attack, which is square. Okay? So when you hit square, normally, you're going to do a heavy attack, and you're going to have that 2 seconds or so of cooldown that's really annoying. Someone came along and figured out, hey, you can press one of the empty shoulder buttons. In this case, I use L2. Immediately after you mash square to buffer and cancel that long cooldown. And so you can just repeatedly and very quickly, without any slowdown, repeat that heavy attack. So we're going to be doing a lot of that. And when you buffer it, when you mash that empty shoulder button, you'll hear like a beeping noise or a honking noise. That is letting you know that you're mashing the empty shoulder button. So let's see if we can do it. I'm using spin too, which is triangle, square in quick succession. It works well on flying objects. Okay, we're picking up this experience. You want to pick it up as fast as possible and get moving. You also saw that we leveled up there. Depending on when you level up, it also has a bit of a cooldown. You'll see the words level up appear, and then it'll take a couple seconds. So let's say that you picked up all your experience. Normally you would immediately finish the battle. The spoils message would come up and let you know how much experience and money you got. And you could clear through that and be on your way. But if you level up at that time, there's a few extra seconds of cooldown before that happens. So you might notice that as well. So that's our second battle. We go right. It's the only way to go. Here, I think you probably could go to the right, but we're gonna go to the left. We're gonna go down these stairs. One more set of battles. As soon as we run across, so again, we're holding circle to run. Here's walk, here's run. Walk, run. We're gonna come up to a crab and 2 mushrooms. Everybody I've talked to seems to think that it's best to attack the crab first, so I typically do that. You hear that? Boop. That was me canceling the, me canceling that cooldown. And that's a basic slash. Sometimes I use a basic slash if there's only just a little bit left of HP, because it's faster to just mash X and do that basic slash. It will kill the enemy, and you'll take much less time than if you did another power cancel. Well, I wouldn't say much time, but it would save you a little bit of time. So those are little things, little optimizations you can do. Here, this person, I can't remember her name. You don't know where she's going to be. Sometimes she walks up here, sometimes she walks down here. So as you come through the door, you just want to avoid her and go into this little cave. And this is our first boss. His name is Duink. Stalagmite Cavern. So I'm gonna press start so you can see. You wouldn't do this in a normal run, but we have the advantage of this being a tutorial. If you press start ever during battle, if you're not in battle, you'll go to your menu. But if you are in battle, it will tell you the name of the enemy or enemies and their level. So that's convenient if you're learning. This guy's level 1. I think we're level 2. And his name is Duink. He actually has like 2 similar, like, brother bad guys in the game that we might see in another category. I don't think we see any more of these guys in... But my strategy here is, and a good strategy to kind of, like a rule of thumb in this game, is to try to get your enemy either over to the exit where you're headed, or just in the direction of where you want them to be. So in this case, because we're going to have a cutscene to the far left of the screen, and we won't be going right ever again, we won't be leaving this cave. We'll this event, the Lost Princess, ends in this room. So we're going to try to get Duink over to the left side, where he'll eventually stop. There'll be a wall. To do that, I'm going to do I think it's called a plunge attack, which is me pressing square again, but while I'm moving. So I'm gonna press the analog stick or the directional pad towards Duink while I'm mashing square, and it should do a plunge and push him up and over. So hopefully we can make that happen. It's like an uppercut, you know? We got him over there, and then we just attack. Now, you see him going into some sort of... He's about to do some sort of special attack. He stopped attacking us. We know he's about to do it. So I like to stand outside of his shadow, but not too far. See, I'm outside of the shadow. I like to kind of hang out around his left foot. And you remember that we loaded Rising Crush, I think it's called, into R1. So that has like a build up to that attack, which you'll see. And you can time it pretty well to hit Duink if you mash it about at the apex of his animation. He's going to lift that axe of his up in the air. Once it's way up there in the air, that's when you can go ahead and mash R1 or wherever you applied your special technique. And we should hit him. Let's see if it works. Oh, I whiffed. That's okay. We'll do it again. It's hard with the pausing and whatever, but we'll get another opportunity. So again, I'm power canceling. Now, you'll see that sometimes your character, your AI character, Elazul, there can do an ST. If you're lucky, it's hard to make it happen, but if you're lucky, you can keep Duink stunned or dizzied or something, and your character, your AI character, will land their ST, which is very nice. It can really make things go a little faster. So let's try to do this again. Oh, I don't have my ST. That's right. So I got dizzy. I don't have my ST built up. But I do now, so we'll finally get one off right here. So here we go. Oh, this one's going to be different because his third ST is much longer. You can see it does like this stalagmite drop. There, we finally hit him. So that's what you want to do is... if you're good and you do it right, you shouldn't see that third ST, the one where stalagmites fall or tights fall to the ground. Okay, so all the other ones are him, or the first one and the second one are him lifting that axe up. When his axe is up in the air and he's about to bring it back down, that's when you go ahead and mash your ST button. And you see we hit him. Now we can go ahead and finish him off. Gonna do one more. So this is about what it's like at the beginning. You'll lift that axe up, you'll do your ST. You want to pick this up as quickly as possible, and you want to stand your character right in front of this little rock. because you see that we learned our we learned 2 STs there, Lunging Arc and Wind Slasher. Those are important. Anyways, you can see that if you can get your character in that spot where I am now, like right in front of that rock, but not too close, then the character doesn't move very much. It's kind of like a frame skip in that if you weren't where you're supposed to be, if you, let's say you were where El Azul is, and everything ends and you weren't able to make it there, then the game is going to slowly walk you to that spot anyway. You're wasting time. So that's the incentive to get right in front of that rock as quick as possible. We're going to mash X until he says, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." Well, at that point, you're going to select the second option, Side with El Azul. It's very small optimization. It's a little bit less text or something. So anyways, El Azul found Pearl. This was Pearl, his friend. And you completed the Lost Princess. We're going to get a splash screen here in a minute. Also, Pearl's going to give us an artifact or two, I think. Let's see what she gives us. Stone Eye. Firefly Lamp. 2 very important artifacts. And I like to split as the screen fades. You have to mash X to make it fade. So, we're going to do Monster Corral. But before we do Monster Corral, we have to do an axe grind. Because even though we start out with this 2-hand sword, it's not going to get us very far. If we go right back into the caverns, you'll notice that we just left the caverns. Here we are. We could move if we wanted to. We're going to stay right here and enter the caverns again. And we're going to grind for an axe that's way stronger at this point in the game. It's going to really help us plow through the enemies. There's 2 different axes you can pick up, and we'll see what we get. So we run down here, just like before, but instead of continuing, these things are called boinks. I'm going to talk to this lower boink, and he's going to warp us to a cave. You just hold up, go into the cave, and you're going to fight these goblins until you get an axe drop. Again, power cancel. I'm hitting square, and then I'm buffering right afterwards with pretty much mashing square and then immediately mashing R2. And I can just... Okay, so we didn't get the X that time. Something to think about here is that, you know, if you're racing or if you're just starting, you could just keep grinding for that axe. But as you get better and better, you might reset here since you're usually only about 8 minutes or 9 minutes in at this point. If you don't get a first try axe, you probably reset because that's the most optimal. But for us, we're just going to keep trying. So we didn't get it, but we did get 70 lucre and 27 experience. Yay! So all you do is leave and come back to regenerate those goblins. Oops. Yeah, there's 2 axes. One of them is called a Black Elk. One of them is called the Earth Splitter. And depending on what we get, talk about it. You'll hear people talk about second try, third try axe. Okay, we got a second try axe, so that's pretty cool. Oh, we got a Black Elk, yes! My favorite axe. So there's 2 axes here that drop. I think it's like 25% chance to get an axe drop. So you might get it on the first try, you might get it on the 4th try, or the 5th try, right? The Black Elk is really cool. It's a one-handed axe, whereas the other axe, called the Earth Splitter, is a 2-handed axe. So as you might expect, the Black Elk is a little bit lighter. You can swing it a little bit faster. The Earth Splitter is heavier, and you can feel that. It's a little stronger, but you can't swing it quite as fast. I'm really happy that we got this Black Elk. It's my favorite. Immediately hit start. Go to equip. The fastest way to do this... Now, what I'm doing is I'm just hitting X, right? So X, X on my weapon, which right now is the Manos 2-handed sword. Instead of hitting equip, because I know I only have one super strong weapon in my list right now, if I were to go to equip, you can see that that's all I have right now is the Black Elk. So it behooves me to go to auto select. It's just like it's like a few frames faster, but it's a nice little optimism. So again, you go to equip, weapons, auto select, which we already have. XXX, we got it. Now, again, normally we could hit start to leave, but we don't want to leave yet. We want to go to skill, and we want to change spin, jump. Spin got us the special technique we wanted to learn, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So we don't need spin anymore. And lunge got us the special technique we wanted. So we don't need that anymore. We'll keep jump. Jump will stay for the rest of the game. Lunge is going to change to, the fastest way is to just push the up button. And, no, I'm sorry. Jump, is it defend? Up and defend? Yeah, defend, my bad. So jump in the triangle for me. You could put it in circle if you like. And then defend in the circle. Later, defend will become counterattack. And then later, counterattack will become counterstrike. So ultimately, we were looking for counterstrike. So that's why we placed defend at this point. Then you can also go ahead and drop in these. No, there's no STs at this point. But you can see that we learned these. We started with Rising Crush. We learned Lunging Arc by applying the lunge ability. And we learned Wind Slasher, which is an AoE, with the spin ability. But at this point, we don't have any axe abilities because we haven't fought any battles with the axe yet. So, start menu, whip, auto select, then you go to skill, jump, defend, and then you hit start to leave, and you leave this cave. So we're going to go right, down and to the left, left. You're going to have a battle here. Now, I'll point out, I'll do a jump cancel for you guys. So there's power cancel and jump cancel. That's it, right? Power cancel and jump cancel. Power cancel is, like I showed you, it's a powerful attack that you buffer, and therefore you can repeat it over and over without any slowdown, without any cooldown animation. Jump cancel is the same, but you do it by buffering with the jump button. So if you recall, I put jump in the triangle. So I'm going to be mashing square like normal for my power attack, but instead of canceling it with an empty shoulder button, I'm going to cancel it with triangle, just jump. And what it's going to do is it's going to add a second attack. So I'm going to come down with a power and then follow it up with like a plunge type uppercut attack. It's pretty sweet. And it helps you, once you learn it, it's a little harder to learn the power cancel, but once you figure it out, it's a good way to get your enemy to move. You want to move your enemy towards a certain part of the screen. So let's give it a shot. So here's a jump. Ooh, and we got that double. So you see we hit one of the bats with the power and one of them with the jump. So that was cool. Keep going left and we just attack these guys. I'm going to be doing... I'll try to do mostly power cancels because you can beat the whole game with power cancels. You don't have to do jump. That kind of comes later when you're more comfortable. You've learned it. Trying to pick up the experience and money as quickly as possible and get moving. And we're just, now you recognize this area, we're just leaving. And you try to squeeze underneath the boinks, leave the cave, you hit exit to the world map. Yes. That is your axe grind. That went pretty well. It only took us 2 tries. At this point, we're going to head back. We're not dropping any artifacts yet. We're just going to head back to Domino. We're going to meet up with Niccolo. We're going to get an artifact while hanging out with him, and then we're going to learn how to catch a monster egg. So instead of going into the pub, this time we're going to go right. Takes us to the little map. We're going to keep going up. Let me just point out the fact that you just want to be careful. You can accidentally walk into this little area, which is the church. You just want to make sure you're staying on this line here. Gonna run down and talk to Niccolo. And you're going to select option 2, which is no, which basically says, hey, I'm not scared of bad guys. And then you're going to say yes twice, which is option 1. No, just one time, my bad. Just one time. So option 2, option 1. So now we have Niccolo in tow with us. And he needs to go see Tipo. So first thing we do is go see Tipo. Go left. We go down. We avoid the Sproutling. This Sproutling is either standing still right here, which is great. If he's standing still, you just go past him on either side. It's faster to go this way if you can. Or he's moving left, which is also ideal, in which case you can just go around him again. Sometimes he, though, is standing here and then he walks right this way, and it can be kind of messed up. You can try to squeeze through him. If you can't, you got to go around this way. It's awkward. So you're hoping that he's either standing still or moving to the left. And then you just go whoop through here, down past the mailbox. You skip the first door and you go into the second door. This is Tipo. He's like a teacup guy. So we talk to him. And basically, Niccolo is a salesman. He's going to try to sell this wheel artifact to him for 50,000 lucre. And Tipo's like, no, I don't think so. Too much money. So Niccolo's like, that's cool. I'm going to let me borrow it for a little bit. Until then, he says, I'll let Y use it. So you hear the ding of getting an artifact. That is your cue to know that this little scene's almost over. So we get the artifact wheel. And then, Niccolo, you're the bleeding worst. I'll cop the money, so please let me have it. And then Niccolo says, I'll be back. And Tipo says, bloody artless. That's your cue to leave. You're done. What's up, Wampa? Yeah, how does Tipo sound? That's a good question. It's fun to wonder how these characters would sound. Welcome, Wampa. So, anyways, once you've got spoken to Tipo and you got your wheel, then you head this way, to the left. And you're in the map. So you're in and out of these little map areas. You're going to go to the left. And you're going to go to the left here as well. And we're just going left, left, left. Left again. Left again past this pelican bird. And follow this. You can't actually do anything over here, so, I mean, maybe you can go in that door. It doesn't really go anywhere, so you just follow this path. And we're going to arrive at the western end is what it's called. So here's Duell. We saw him a couple of times. We saw him at the beginning, at the entrance to Domino when we first started the game. And then we saw him again in Mecca Cavern. We walked past him, so he gets around. So he's like, look, a bot's drag. So basically right now we're going to do a little side quest that will unlock the potential to get pets in this game. And we have a very special pet we're going to pick up later, but this enables us to get it. First, you got to do this. This is kind of a challenging little thing to do. It takes some practice. There's some good tutorials out there on this. I'm probably not going to be able to do it justice, but I'll try to explain the best I can what to do. So, first things first. We're going to talk to El Azul. He's like, that's a beast egg. You never see wild eggs around here. Right, lucky you are. This is a rare opportunity to try to catch it. As soon as I mash X, there's going to be a list of things I can pick from. So if you were playing casually, you could learn about each of these things. We don't care. The fastest way to get to option 3, which is what we want, is to press up. I'll try to catch it. He's like, not so fast. You can't just haphazardly walk up to an egg. They are watching you. Go carefully and try to catch them off guard. So then there's going to be some more options. We don't care. We're going to press up to get to I can do it. Go ahead. Come on. I just want to go ahead and get the egg. I know how to do it. Leave me alone. So he's like, okay, try using this. So then Duel gives us these berries, these fruits. You get dice berry, bell grapes, and citrus squid. And then he's going to show us how to grab those. So we're going to press triangle to select our fruit and then X to drop it. What that's going to do is we're going to try desperately to get the beast egg to eat the fruit. Because while he's eating it, he's distracted and we can catch him. And the strategy I use that tends to work the most, 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times I can make it happen, is we're going to run up to the egg, kind of to the right side of the egg, and kind of run towards him to get him to run away from us, because he doesn't like us. And you'll see when you're practicing this, or if you're playing casually, he doesn't want anything to do with us. If we get near him, he's going to go away from us. We're going to try to trick him. We're going to get him to move to the left of the screen to run away from us. Right as he does that, we're going to drop a piece of fruit using triangle and X, and immediately go around the top and over to the left side of the egg to get him to move the opposite way towards the fruit. Hope that makes sense. I'll do it and we'll see if we can, if it kind of makes more sense. So Monster Corral is going to pop up. That's our event. Oh, it automatically goes away. Oh, that didn't work. I fucked it up. I wish I could start over. Anyways. There we go. That's what I meant to do the first time. Did he eat it? Yay! So when it starts blowing up with red, that's when you can go catch him. So I didn't get it the first time, because I'm talking and thinking and pausing, blah, blah, blah. But you can see that I used my original strategy, which was to get on one side to make him move to the opposite way. And he went and he picked up the fruit. You don't want to crowd him. If you crowd him, he won't get the fruit. He'll be scared and run away. So it's really nuanced, and it takes some practice. But now we have ourselves a beast egg. And he takes it to the Monster Corral. We're going to go talk to Duel so we finish this event. Relax, Pelican will deliver the egg to the corral. Well, we better head to the corral too. It's going to warp us there. Here's the corral. And we just mashed through all this. This is Duel telling us about the Monster Corral, how you can have up to like 3 monsters at a time, grazing, leveling up for you. This, that, and the other about eggs. We don't care. We're just trying to get through this event. We've accomplished what we wanted to, which was to unlock pet abilities. Although, you know, little side note, not super important, but you do automatically get a Rabbite pet for doing this. Never used, but yeah, he looks just like this. There's Monster Corral. Done. So now we're on to Ares Light. So you'll remember, if you remember when we saved Pearl for the Lost Princess, she gave us 2 artifacts. One of them was the Stone Eye. The other one was the lamp. Let's see what it's called. Either way, we're going to go north of the caverns. Press square to get to your artifacts. I'm going to press right to get to the lamp there, Firefly lamp. And we're going to drop it. We've already selected where we're going to drop it. And I explained why. You have the ability to move the hand before you have the ability to pick up the artifacts. So I moved to the position first, and I grabbed the artifact second. Press X to drop the Firefly lamp. I can see myself making so many mistakes because I'm going so slow. Let's see how it goes, man. And it becomes Lumina, which is a very charming event. I can't wait to show you guys. Just mash X, you'll walk to Lumina. Mash X again, and you'll enter Lumina. So we're just dropping 1 artifact. The very first thing we're going to do is hold up. And again, I'm always running, so I'm holding the circle button automatically. That is that map area. Hold up. Now we're inside. I'm going to walk past this, run past this dead bear. That's a dead bear. And we're going to run up these stairs. before we go in this door here, which is a lamp shop, I want to show you guys how I approach this. I normally hold my controller in a normal way like this, okay? Show it off. Just the normal way you would hold a PS2 or a PS controller. I switched to this mode though. I switched my right hand. So instead of with my thumbs, I switch like this because what I want to do is run with one of my fingers, with my middle finger, and then mash X to talk to Monique while I'm simultaneously holding down circle, and that's gonna give me a frame skip, and I'll explain. So I'm holding down circle, and I'm running, and I'm gonna mash X, bam, holding down circle and mashing. Now, this character, Gilbert, walks in, and I'm gonna get out of the way to allow him to come up and talk to Monique. Well, if you're not holding circle, you'll walk slowly to the left. If you are holding circle when you mash X and talk to Monique, you'll run. So it's a frame skip. The little thing, you'll learn how to do it. Basically, we're going to sell lamps here. Gilbert is a bard. He loves women. He is interested in Monique. Monique mentions that she's having trouble eating and making money and selling her lamps, so we're going to help her. We immediately talk to Gilbert. He's going to say, oh, you traveler there, take these. You can't have Monique in distress like that, can you? Let's go sell those 6 lamps for her. I'll buy my share of lamps, but you should go sell them. So when you see the 1,000, always just look for the 1,000 here. When you see each one costs 1,000 lucre, of course you can buy them yourself. That's when you're going to select option 2. Go sell them. What a good sport. Willing to help out with my love. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here we go. And we go back the way we came. And we're going to go this way on the map. When I get to this position, I just hold up in a circle. And it goes right up the stairs perfectly. That's just my method. We want to talk to these dead bears. Right now, if we talk to them, they just say dub. That's all. They don't say anything else because we don't know the language. But this cafe owner or whatever does. So by speaking to him, he's like, yeah, the dead bears are regulars. I talk to him all the time. You want to learn how to speak some dead bear? I'm like, yeah. So option 1 for yes. Mash through this. He's going to teach you a little dead bear, a little conversational dead bear. And when you're done, you just mash the first one, dub, and he's going to be like, haha, that sounds pretty good. You already learned the word dub. So now we're going to sell our lamps. First, this guy. Now, I don't expect you to learn dead bear, and I don't know dead bear, so the easiest way I can teach you guys is we're going to sell 3... we're going to sell our lamps to 3 dead bears. This is the first one. And the easiest way I know how to tell you is you're going to pick 3 options on each dead bear, and they're all different. The first one is option 2, option 1, option 1. I'm sorry, there's 4, so it's option 2, option 1, option 1, option 3. It's always 3 at the end, which is 3 is like, hey, you want to buy a lamp? But you don't just like go into it, right? Like, hey, you want to buy a lamp? Hey, you want to buy a lamp? You kind of talk to the dead bear first, so that's those options. So he's going to talk to us. We're going to say option 2. Option 1. Option 1. Option 3. Yay, we sold the first lamp. So we're going to dub. So then after he says dub, we leave. Now we're going to do that again with this guy. But this time it's 1, 1, 1, 3. 1, 1, 1, 3. And I'm just hitting up to go to option 3. It's the fastest way. You could go down. You could say tap, tap to get to 3, but you could just do it in one tap by hitting up. So there we sold another lamp. So we're going to go back the way we came. Remember when we entered, there's a dead bear. That's our last dead bear that we need to speak to. This time it's 2, 2, 1, 3. Dub. Okay, so we're good. We sold all the lamps. We're going to go back and talk to Gilbert. He's like, oh, you sold them all. Yay. We're going to follow him. And he's going to talk to Monique and let her know that, like, we sold them all. And when they're done talking, they'll leave, and we'll follow them. And then we go to the left. You're going to want to run behind. Can't really see what you're doing. You can see I'm running, and you can see that flashing. That's me running right to the behind of Gilbert. So if you mash X, they'll start singing and talking to each other. Mash through this cutscene. That's pretty much Fairy's Light. When we're done, we'll go back in and talk to Monique again and receive at least one artifact, maybe two. I think we received 2 artifacts, actually. Basically, long story short, it doesn't work out between Gilbert and Monique, and Gilbert takes off. So as soon as she enters, we'll gain control of the character and we can run behind her. And I'm going to do the same thing. You can do the same, the same frame skip here. So I'm going to hold circle while I'm mashing X so that I run to the side when these dud bears walk in. And as soon as the dud bears leave is when Monique will be like, thanks so much, here's some artifacts for all your help. You'll notice we still have Niccolo with us. Okay, so artifact Trembling Spoon and artifact Sunrise. Got 2 artifacts. Yeah, we split as it fades to black. So the reason we still have Niccolo with us is because he still wants our help. And that's where we're going next. So we're going to go to the left. We're going to drop the Trembling Spoon, which is a very important artifact in this category. It becomes the Underworld. Yeah, he didn't do much, huh? He just kind of hung out with us. It's true. He's gonna hook us up with a few items after this event. So after dropping the Underworld, we're gonna go north of Lumina and drop the wheel. Remember, we got the wheel from Tipo in Domina. The wheel is gonna become the highway. And this is called Niccolo's Business Unusual. There's actually multiple Nick's Business Unusuals. There's like 4 or 5 of them. I think we only do 1 in this category, so here's this one, Luon Highway. So this is pretty much all battles. I really like this event because it's very battle heavy, and we're gonna get to practice our power cancels a lot. There's Duel. He gets around. You're gonna run right the whole time. There's no other way to go. I mean, there is, but we're just gonna go right. And I'm gonna be practicing my power cancel. Yeah, I'm picking up everything as fast as I can. Oops. Okay, I did a basic slash there at the end because I knew the rabbit didn't have very much health left. So we're learning some STs here that we're not going to use because we have the axe, but can't really... Can't really avoid it. Okay, now, here you're going to stay to the top. That's Diana. We'll meet her in other games, other categories, but you just There's a lower route there by Diana that'll take you to Gaius, which is what is he called? Never mind. Stay to the top. I can't think. So you're seeing some different... Now, you remember you could press start to see who you're fighting if you're interested. You got a level 6 Stinger Bug, a level 6 Shoben Hood, and a level 6 Lullabud. You see that jump cancel moved that enemy to the right, so that's really nice. We learned Tornado. That's an ST that we will use. One more battle. Okay, now at this point, you just saw that we learned counterattack. You'll remember that after we learned Lunging Arc and Wind Slasher, and we got our axe, we changed our abilities to be Jump and Defend. And I mentioned that Defend would turn to Counterattack, and Counterattack would turn to Counter-Strike. Well, with all the battles we just did with the axe, we just learned Counterattack. So we're going to definitely go ahead and hit Start. We're going to go down to Skill. We're going to go down to Defend. And we're going to... the fastest way is to press the up button. And there at the bottom is Counterattack. And this time we have learned some STs. So we're going to go ahead and I like to put Deep Slice here. It happens to be the first one on the list. So that's nice and fast. And then on L1, which is my AoE, oops, we pick Tornado. Now here I don't press up, because if you press up, you might think like, oh, you press up, you go right to Tornado. No, it goes down here. So I just press down twice. And now I have Tornado, AoE, which is an AoE on my L1. I have Deep Slice, which is like just a really strong attack on R1. And then I'm using... Oops. And then I'm using... Uh-oh. What in the heck did I just do? What in the hell? I don't know what I did, but either way, we're okay. So anyways, we're leaving Jump where it is. We changed Defend to Counterattack. We dropped in Deep Slice and Tornado. And we're going to continue to use L2 as our buffer to do power cancels. And this is a second boss. We hold right and mash X through this. This guy's called the Mantis Ant, or Mantis, or something like that. We'll press start and see. 2 Shoben Hoods here that work for the Mantis Ant. Basically, this is what Niccolo hired us to do, you know? He wanted to make some money on this highway. There's too many bad guys, so here we are along for the ride to fight all these guys for him. This is level 6 Mantis Ant. A really nice strategy is to jump cancel, but we're just going to do a power cancel, which also works. We're super fast with our Black Elk. So basically just don't stop. I might throw in a jump cancel here and there, because if... It's nice. Mantis Ant will... You'll see his AI is weird. Like, sometimes he'll wander off to the right. Sometimes he'll come so close to you that it will lock you in over to the left. So if you can't do jump cancels yet, I would just run towards him and hit square, and that will plunge attack him over. That's another way. You can see him just wandering off. Okay, we got him stuck on that rock, so I'm just going to power cancel over and over. And I think he'll... He's blocking. Sucks. He's dead. It doesn't take long. This kind of lighter area of sand here, there's a chest will fall. Pick up experience as fast as you can, and you want to stop right here. After battles, you want to study where that computer takes the character and try to be there already so that the computer doesn't have to walk you there. Just saves a little bit of time, a little optimization. So we shouldn't move much, if at all, with where we're standing. You can see that we kind of took a step or two, but basically in place. So we did good. And also, we don't have any control over this, but Niccolo was in the right spot too, so that's an added plus. That doesn't happen too often. Usually Niccolo's over to the right side of the screen, and he has to slowly walk fucking all the way over to this spot. But this worked out nice. So he's like, yay, thanks for your help. He's going to give us some items. It's not really important. I don't think we're going to do anything with them. If in another category, we might sell those for some money, but the only thing we're interested in are the artifacts. So he gives us Flame and Medallion. 2 more artifacts. That's Nick's biz. So we'll split at the screen as the screen fades out. Right here on the card. There we go. Fallen Emperor. So, I need to take a bathroom break. Very quick. Won't take but a minute. Be right back. Alright, we're back. So, what do we do next? So the next thing we do is we drop 2 artifacts. First, we go to the left of the highway. We're going to mash square. We're going to hit right a few times till we get to Stone Eye. Smash X, and drop the Stone Eye. The Stone Eye becomes Lake Kilma. We're never going to enter Lake Kilma in this category, but we do have to drop this artifact. The way this game works is you have to have a certain number, it's like 20 or something. You have a certain number of artifacts on the map to beat the game. That's just the layman's way of explaining it. I'll try to explain it better later, but basically, sometimes we drop artifacts even if we don't need them, just because of that reason. Then we're going to go to the right of Lumina and drop the Medallion, which is the jungle. And also, we do not enter the jungle, but we are dropping this for a specific reason in this place, because the next place we're going to go is Lumina. We're going to go to a different part of Lumina that we weren't in before, and we're going to go pick up our pet, Guri. Very important to this run. So instead of going up, we're going to go left. We're going to go stay on the bottom level and go behind the cafe. And hiding down here, down these stairs, is Guri. He's right here, you can't even see him. I'm Guri, a very evil and menacing goblin. Take me with you. I want to polish up on my evilness. Accept. Now, Guri is so awesome. I'm going to go into the start menu and show you why. Pet. Guri, Goblin, level 1. So, something I haven't explained yet in battle is Synchro Effect. It's important to know that Guri's Synchro Effect during battle is Attack Plus Slashing, which means that if we stand next to Guri in battle, he gives us extra slash power. I think it's like 50%. And you'll see it. You'll see the difference that it makes when we stand next to Guri in battle versus not standing next to it. So that's very important. And then we just leave the way we came. And then we go left into the underworld. Left, X, X. Now, this category is called Dragon. And this is technically the first event in the Dragon storyline. First 4 events that we've done are just like filler to get our axe, to get some artifacts on the board, etc., etc. To unlock the pet, you know. So now we're actually in the midst of the Dragon storyline. I was talking and we missed it, but there was like this spirit thing, and it kind of disappeared right here. You want to run to that spot and mash X, and it says, "Warrior, I shall test your strength." And now we're starting the Fallen Emperor. It's gonna warp us down into the underworld. This is Lark. He's a dragoon. So we're gonna select option 1. He's like, if you want to know more, you should come down below with me. Pardon me. And we're gonna go to option 2. All right. It's often in times in this game the option yes or all right or accept is the second option, whereas logic you might think, oh well, wouldn't the first one be yes and the second one be no? Wouldn't the first one be accept and the second one be reject? You got to look out in this game because often it's the second one that's the accept. So it was that case there, and it will be that case again. We go left. There's only one door. We're going to go right down these stairs, past these things. These are called shad holes. They hang out in the underworld. We're going to continue right as far as we can go. It's really the only way you can go. And then we're going to take the first door here, and we're going to continue up through this door. And then we're going to take the lower left. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to go right again, down the stairs. And we're going to take this lower left. There's going to be some copy here. He's going to go, I suppose we better go see Olbin. So we're going to go to the right, and we have nowhere to go all the way to the right to this only spot. Notice that these look like doors, right? They kind of look like little caves or little doors. Well, they will be one day, but right now they're closed. But so for right now, we walk past all those little closed doors. And we're going to find out about this Olbin guy. He is like the leader of the underworld or something. He's a wisdom. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Wisdom. Manager of departed souls. He keeps the dead from getting out of hand. So we take this first door. We're going to run over to Olbin. That's him right there with all the different arms. I'll make a note that you don't have to go all the way up to him like this to talk to him. You can go as early as like right here or here. That's not close enough. So it's a little bit of a skip, right? Like you could stop yourself right here and mash X and talk to Olbin. Little bit of an optimization there. Blah blah blah. I'm the keeper of the underworld. And basically, we want to go. He's like, as a dragoon, I must follow the will of my master. This time you brought quite a lively one, so will Draconis Evil plan succeed now? I would love to help out if you have a nice spot for me. If you really mean it, then give permission to perform the Baptism of Flames. We're going to get the Baptism of Flames. Which is something, it sounds crazy, but it's something that is going to allow us into deeper portions of this underworld. So we go talk to the Shadhole. The underworld is a vast place. I can help you around. So he'll warp us to places like that so we don't have to worry about it. He goes, where you want to go? Where to? And you pick the Baptismal Chamber, so option 2. Once the baptism is done, closed doors will open. So remember, we talked about those doors that aren't open. This is what's going to help us get those open. So he warps us to the baptism. We go around counterclockwise to this Shadhole at the top and talk to him. And if we mash through, we'll get the Baptism of Flames. And then it says, now you can go to the bottom levels. Let's go, our master awaits. That's when you know you can leave. Take control. Navigate around those Shadholes. Now you remember we've been in this room before, but we came in through the top door. So we want to, again, go down here to this exit. And now these doors are open. We're going to take the second door on the right. I mean the second door. Whatever. The second door there. And you'll see now we can go down further. And we're going to fight 2 battles before the boss. We're getting close to a boss. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but I got a status element there that's pretty annoying. It makes up, down, and left, right, etc. It's really annoying. So you just have to kind of like slow down and focus and do the opposite if that ever happens. Kind of annoying. All the way to the end. It's only one exit. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go to the right, fight a battle, and then go through the door. Up all this experience. We're going to learn Counter-Strike here. So, you remember again, defend becomes counterattack. Counterattack becomes Counter-Strike. And that's it. We're done learning abilities now. That's the good news. So we hit start. Go down to skill. Go to counterattack. Press up. Counter-Strike. That's it. Then start to get out of the menu. Then we go through this door. Now, here again, you want to be careful. It says, now we shall see if you are worthy enough to serve my master. And he says, are you ready? Okay, be ready because it's going to be option 2 for I am ready. So if you're mashing real fast and you mash the first one, you're going to have to redo this. And if that does happen, it's not a big deal. All you do is you walk back into the door to prompt that message. Okay, this is a doozy of a boss. Let me see if I can explain him. So, basically, you just want to go in and try to power cancel the shit out of him. He will disappear. By the way, this guy's name is Hitodama. And he will disappear just whenever he feels like it. It's really annoying. We just want to get as much damage on him as we can while he's appeared, while he's not disappeared. And if we can stand next to Guri while doing it, the better. The faster the battle will go. When he disappears, the faces in the room are going to throw attacks at us, so we're going to run to the right and hide in the corner where we can't get hit until it stops, and then we're going to come back out and try again. So that's our strategy. So this little flying ghost looking thing, fire flame thing, that's Hitodama, level 3. And he disappeared right away. It's super annoying. It happens all the time. So see the synchro at the top, the electricity? That's good. That means we're taking like double damage almost on him. Like, we did real good. This is a decent Hitodama battle, okay? You can see that there's not very much life left down there. But I paused the screen in a perfect spot to show the synchro. Because I'm standing, and every character has their own synchro, okay? Every playable or AI partner will have one. Again, Guri's is slash damage is increased. Lark's, I believe, is slash damage is increased on dragons, specifically. So you can see that because we're standing right next to Lark in battle, the electricity is connecting between my little diamond and his little diamond. That's the synchro active right there. So that's what that indicates. So we're going to stay out of the harm's way. And we're going to pop back over and try to finish him off. Oh, we almost did. We almost did. But this is the way Hitodama goes. It's really annoying. We should be able to finish him off on this one, hopefully. Now, if it takes... What was this? The second or third ST? I can't remember. On the fourth one, he does a longer, annoying one. So you really want to try to kill him in 2 or 3. It's never any guarantees. It's all RNG. You just got to do the best you can. But I'm really hoping we can kill him right here. There we go. Oh, come on. Got him. Okay. So here's me doing some power cancel practice. See how there's no... Okay, we got to pick up our experience. No cooldown when you do it right. Basically mash through this cutscene. There's going to be a point where you want to select the right option. So he's like, prepare yourself, Master cometh, Lord Draconis. Here's Draconis, his master. And, blah, blah, blah. He talks about, who he is and what he's doing, etc. Select option 1, ask why. And, Draconis is going to speak again. It's going to be 2 text boxes. I could not stand letting so strong a warrior fade away. If you defeat the 3 dragons, I will return you to your previous form. After that is this box, where you're going to go to the second option. Like I said, it always seems to be the second option. Accept. And that completes the Fallen Emperor pretty much. We just mash X through the rest of this. I believe we'll get an artifact. Can't remember. I think we might have already got it, and I wasn't paying attention. Cool. So that's the first event in the dragon story. What do we get? Did we get anything? So we might have gotten these 2. The Broken Doll and the Skull Lantern. I think we did. So from the underworld, we go down twice. Boop, boop, below home. Hit square, and we're gonna... Normally that would drop right here, I think. We're gonna tap to the right to get to the Skull Lantern. Gonna drop that right there. That becomes Norn Peaks. Samato, what up, man? How you doing? Yeah, doing a tutorial. And then we go to the right once. We hit square. We pick the Broken Doll. Drop the broken... But we're gonna go into Norn Peaks. This is a really hard event. So we hit left once to get to Norn Peaks. Mash X. Walk to that area, and then we mash X again to enter. Yeah, this is a beast of a level right here. We're gonna meet Sierra here. So we have Lark and Guri in tow with us, which is cool. They both can help. I mean, they can sometimes be a hassle, but they can totally do cool stuff during battle. We don't have any control over it. It's all RNG, but whatever for AI. Guardian of Winds. So there's Sierra. Sierra is Lark's sister. She also is a dragon, but for a different dragon. Go to the right. There's going to be some battles here. Now, something to note. A lot of times in this game, it's like a built-in challenge. You can see that some of the foreground foliage or graphics will make it hard to see what's going on. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to like learn where things are and try your best. But right now, we're going to be battling this I Spy, and he's probably going to disappear from view. Yeah, you can see it kind of sucks, because can't really see what's going on. Then we're going to go down. That's the only way to go. And what's next? Another battle? Okay. Let me just warn you guys. This thing right here, this Shrieknip that looks like an eggplant, one of the most annoying enemies in the game. He will mess you up, dude. Just warning you. Try to kill him first and be quick about it. He will mess your world up. It's one of those things you gotta experience before you really get it. So you just go to the right. Basically, you're just going to the right the whole way there. Okay, here we are, the Village of Winds. This is the base of the mountain. These birds are called wind callers. Here's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna run to this spot right here. And we're gonna pause 1 second or so because we want Lark to catch up. The reason we want Lark to catch up is because in a moment, he's going to walk very slowly up this passage. And so the closer we can get to right here, the better. If we run to the spot we're in and immediately start talking to these wind callers, and Lark is like still behind this birdhouse, then it's going to take that much longer, you know? So that's just a small optimization. He's gonna be like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna walk up the hill. Very slowly. So once he says, "Here I come," that's when we walk up the mountain. Okay, here we go. This first battle, something to note. If you have the Earth Splitter equipped here, you're more than likely not going to have your ST ready. There's 3 Shrieknips right here. They're a pain in the butt. If you kill them super quick, they're not a problem. But you never know what's going to happen, and they can mess your world up. When you have, it's so weird. It's like when you have the Earth Splitter, you don't have an ST fully loaded usually, which the AoE for the Earth Splitter is better and reaches more ground, but we don't have it ready. But when you have the Black Elk, you typically do have it ready, but it's a smaller AoE and it doesn't work quite as well. So it's kind of a hard area. So I'm not sure until we start the battle what to do, because I want to see what our ST's like. But you can see these little Shrieknips underground hanging out. There's one there, and then there's even another one that's off screen, I think, right now. Okay, we do have our ST. So you'll see my character. So at the top, okay, you got Lark. Then in the middle is me, and then on the right-hand side is Guri. You'll notice that Guri doesn't have an ST bar. Lark does, but his is only like a quarter filled. But you can see that mine's fully filled and flashing. You're going to look for that flash. If it's flashing, then you know you have an ST ready to go. So I'm going to try my best to kill the first 2. I may or may not be able to get this third one with my ST, but You know, sometimes even if you have your Black Elk, you don't have an ST loaded, and you gotta attack these guys with regular attacks. We'll see what happens. So I hit L1 there to start Tornado. Looks like we got those two. Okay, so what I did there was a plunge attack followed by a power cancel. The reason it plunged was because I was running when I hit square. Now we don't have any STs, so we're just going to power cancel everybody. Or whiff. Pick up our items as quickly as possible, and now we go up the hill. It's the only way to go. And then this screen is nothing except going up a hill. Okay. Here's our first wind collar fight, and these guys are kind of a pain. First of all, we don't have control here. It's going to walk us up to this point and say, "Thou shalt not pass." As soon as we mash through this wind collar's text, the battle's going to begin. I would say 80% of the time, I don't know the exact amount, but most of the time he's going to start off with a pretty devastating ST. So you want, I personally run to the left if he starts his ST to avoid him and wait till it's over, because if you get caught in it, it's like 15 seconds of you being immobile. If he doesn't, that's the ideal situation, and we immediately can run behind him. Remember how I said that a good strategy for most of these enemies is to attack the enemy towards your exit. After this battle's over, we're going to be going left. So I'm going to go to the right of this wind collar and attack him and try to get him over to the left. But the first things first, we're going to see if he's going to do an ST or not. And he is, so I'm going to avoid that. It's devastating. You'll see what it's going to do to... Okay, now look at the damage when I stand next to Guri. Anyways, this is a good example of a good battle because even though he started off with an ST, we were able to get behind him. We were able to jump cancel him to the left. You could also plunge attack if you don't know how to jump cancel. And then Guri stood next to us the whole time, so that really went pretty ideal. We have two more of these guys to fight. So you can see that a little ghost spirit left. Later we'll see that by killing 3 wind collars, we're going to kind of dissipate a barrier so we can get through and get up to the blue dragon. Now we're going left for a few screens. I don't think there's anything going on this screen. We just go left, left, left. And then right here, it's 3 more Shrieknips. So we should have our ST loaded, and we're going to try very hard to kill them with that. I'm going to get in the middle of them. There's 2 Shrieknips and a Imp. And yeah, that went well. That got everybody. So that's how I typically deal with those guys. Pick up our experience. And keep going left. This screen also doesn't have anything going on. You just want to go left. And now we get to our second wind collar. So this is very identical to the last wind collar battle. Except this time we're going to talk to him, or we're going to initiate battle, and we're going to try to get him over to the right-hand side, because that's our next exit. Oops. You can see that my other characters have a mind of their own, and they, you know, like Lark, I can't control what he does. So he was attacking my wind collar to the left a bit, which isn't what I wanted. So you have to kind of like, you know, you kind of have to like deal with that, you know? So we're going back the way we came, right? Which means we have to fight these guys again. Same deal. Stand in the middle, do a tornado. Or a Flying Saw Blades. Flying Saw Blades is the Earth Splitter version of tornado. Cool. And then on the next screen is when we're going to start going up the mountain. So we go about 2/3 of the way over, and then we start going up. Don't exit to the right. We want to go up. Another battle. I'm picking up stuff while the other stuff is spawning and dropping, you know, I'm trying to make the most of it. Okay, when we go to the right, this is very important. You can see this cutout on the ledge. That's a cue that this statue, you see that bird statue there? You want to avoid that like the plague, okay? If you touch that statue or get near it, I don't even get near it, because I don't even know. I don't even want to know. But if you talk to that statue or touch that statue, it will warp you back to the beginning. Oh, we're getting a raid. Hey! Hey, what's up, Mav? How you doing, man? How was BlizzCon? Thanks for the raid, Coherent Noise. How did your co-op run go? I was kind of lurking for a bit. Rooting for you guys. Whoa! For real? Did you guys PB? God, I bet that was exciting. Damn. Please tell me you guys PB'd. And I thought I heard you saying something about jump cancel. Did you throw some jump cancels in there? Good practice, though. Okay, cool. That's great, Vec. Well, I am proud of you guys. That's badass. You guys went for the diamond skip, and it happened. That is sweet. Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah. Jump cancel's great once you get them down, dude. Well, grats. That's great. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, focus on that boss, man. I'm glad you had fun at BlizzCon. Okay, so I was just saying that you want to avoid this stone bird, because if you touch it or talk to it or whatever, it will warp you back to the beginning of this level, and it's pretty much a rip run. Okay, gotcha. Maybe next time. So there will be a point, because we've killed 2 out of 3 wind callers. Once we kill the 3rd wind caller, this bird we can go talk to it and get it to go away, the barrier to go away. But right now you want to avoid it, so we just stay right. And then you're going to see a similar break in the side of the mountain. And there's going to be 2... What are these guys called? They look like abominable snowman. They're called Narcissus. Interesting. So these guys, you can kill them however you want to. Sometimes I like to take a bit of a risk and counter-strike them, because they're pretty counter-strikeable. So maybe I'll show off what counter-strike does. Right now, I have loaded Counter-Strike into Circle. So if I stand next to the enemy and I hold Circle... What up, Chrono? 231, okay. Oh, you guys PB'd last week. I might have missed that. I'm really glad you guys PB'd last week. That's pretty cool. Okay, sounds good, Chrono. Enjoy, man. So I loaded counter. Remember, we equipped defend. Defend got us counterattack, and then we equipped counterattack, and counterattack got us counterstrike right before we fought Hitodama. Counterstrike isn't used a ton. It's mainly important for the final boss, the Mana Goddess. But there are places where, if you're comfortable, you can use it throughout the game, and this is one of them, so I might try to do it. Basically, you stand in front of the enemy with your axe. If you press circle, you'll kind of like act like you're about to attack. You're kind of like hold this motion, and you're basically wanting to counter. It's not counter attack. It's called counter strike, but it's like a counter attack in that you want to be hit. You're waiting for the attack, and as soon as Narcissus hits you, you're going to follow up with a very strong attack. It's called Counter-Strike, and it's really cool. This particular boss, being level 8, or not boss, this particular enemy, since we have the Black Elk, which isn't quite as strong as the Air Splitter, we probably won't one-shot it. So I'm really just showing this off more to show you guys what Counter-Strike does and how to achieve it. But if you just a note, if you did get the Air Splitter drop, it will one-shot this guy. It's pretty cool. Okay, so he's being a total dick. There we go. That was a Counter-Strike. Sometimes you got to go in and attack them, provoke them. There's another Counter-Strike. You can see that you're waiting for them to attack, and once they attack, the Counter-Strike goes off. Sometimes I have to mash circle a couple of times because sometimes I just sit there and mash circle, honestly, because it doesn't hurt anything. But it does hurt if you mash it once or hold it down and then you doze off or you're not paying attention, because it has it has a lifespan of a few seconds, so it doesn't last forever. So if you constantly mash circle, then you're going to constantly be in Counter-Strike mode. So I tend to do that so that if I'm not paying attention, I'll get my Counter-Strike no matter what. Okay, here's our third and final wind caller strike. Same deal. To the right, talk to it. Try to get it over to the left, which is where our exit is. Hope that Guri comes and stands next to me, because when he does, we get our synchro. But I'm just power canceling away. Square followed up by L2. Okay, so you'll see Lark here. He says, "I knew it was some sort of barrier." So the noise that we heard there was that gray statue that I was talking about earlier. So exit left. We're gonna have to fight these guys again, so we might try another Counter-Strike again. Well, they don't always cooperate. Ooh, Boulder Dash is pretty cool looking. That's one of Lark STs. So the very next screen is that screen I told you guys to avoid. But now we shouldn't be afraid. Now that we've killed those 3 wind callers, we can safely... See, you don't even have to talk to it. You just have to touch it. That's why it's so dangerous. So, but as you can see, the barrier is now gone, and we can continue up the mountain. Another battle. Tornado works well here. Just try to get in the center. So I just mashed L1. We're probably going to have to follow up an attack. Yeah, this guy is so strong that with the tornado, the way it is, Black Elk isn't quite as strong as Air Splitter, so you're always going to have to do an extra attack on that Narcissus. 2 imps here, which I hate imps because they fly, they're very annoying. My strategy here is to attack the left imp first and the right imp second, and I only use X. It just works better for me because they're flying around and I feel like I'm faster and I have more control. So we'll see how it works out. 2 X's. And they're dead, pretty much. That took an extra one. Those things fly around so crazily that the X seems to work good for me. This is a cutscene. Small note, it's one of the 2 loudest parts of the game, so if you're wearing headphones, you really should be cautious. It's very loud. Okay, so as soon as I say, or he says, listen to the strong, that's your cue. You can leave, go to the left. And some more Narcissus. I like to stay far away from those guys because they will get you. If you're too close, they'll get you. They'll troll you. There's that level up. So even though we're done, that was a good example of level up. So even though we had completed picking up all of our experience and money, it still wasn't. We still didn't get the spoil screen because of that level up taking a few seconds to cool down. 2 birds, and then we fight the blue dragon. Oof. See, I used X there because he was trolling me. Sometimes you got to use X to just disrupt the enemy. It's faster than the power cancel. Okay, this boss is extremely challenging. You want to run over to the left as fast as you can, and the blue dragon's going to come down. His name is Acravator. Acravator. I have come for your mana in my master's stead. So this boss sucks, okay? I'm telling you what. I've had the best runs die to this boss so many times. He's so challenging. You never know what he's going to do. As soon as we begin the battle, he could turn to stone. He could totally block everything that's coming, and you're just wasting time. There's nothing you can do about it. So, good luck with this boss, you know. There's different methods. I think a lot of good runners jump cancel this guy, which is what I might do. Also, if you're risky, if you're feeling confident, you could try to counter-strike because he will whip his tail at you, and that's a good opportunity to counter-strike, but it's kind of risky. You're really better off power canceling or jump canceling him. The only other thing I'm going to do is there's a particular ST that he'll do where it's a good opportunity to do, what's it called? Deep Slice, which is, I have in R1. He might do this ST where there's these lit up circles on the ground. That's the one I'm talking about. And that's a good opportunity to land a deep slice. Or if you're using the Earth Splitter, what's it called? I can't remember what the ST is called, but if you're using the Earth Splitter, it's something else. So anyways, we'll see what happens. Okay, so as you can see, he went into block right away. I can't even do any damage. And look at this. So this is the frustration of Acravator. The battle's been going for 20 seconds and I haven't made any progress at all. Okay, now, okay, so he does a few things. This thing that he's doing right now, I hope I'm calling it right, is just going to blow wind at us, and it sucks because it spins you around and it slows you down. I think you take a little damage. You definitely is a cooldown period where you don't have control of your character. The best way I know to avoid it is just to get behind him, so that's what I'm going to do. Although I don't think I did a good job. It looks like I got... looks like I fucked that up. Okay. So far this battle sucks, okay? Because he immediately went into block mode. Couldn't do any damage. He flew over us and went into block mode again. Couldn't do any damage. Then he started doing the wind blow deal. Can't do any damage during there. Okay, so it's like, we're not really getting anywhere yet. Here he is again with this shit. Hopefully I can... For some reason I can't get around him and I keep getting hit by it. So I'm not showing that off well. Hopefully he'll do that one ST. This is going... That went pretty well. That's what you want, is like a good period of attack. You can really... Now you see how I'm standing next to Guri as well? Okay. This... Oops. That was a counter-strike moment that I missed. Did you see how he either kicked with his leg or his tail? I can't remember. But if you're standing there and holding circle, that would have dealt a pretty nice blow. There's a couple of things he still hasn't done. Okay. Keeps doing this shit. Oof. Okay, we finally avoided that one. You can see that I didn't get touched by that. Oops, and I accidentally hit Tornado. That's a mistake. But it hit, so that's cool. He's almost dead. And Jesus. So, okay. Okay. Oof. So this might be another thing he does. It looks like he's about to do the wind deal, but he also does this thing where it looks like he's about to do that, but what in fact is he disappears off the screen and then he flies through with fire and just wrecks you. The only thing I know how to do here is, like, depending on, like, since he's leaping off the ground from okay, there's not much of a stage here, but you can see that he's kind of on the bottom half based on his shadow. I think that means that when he does the flyover with the fire, it'll be more in the lower half. So if that's the case, I try to just, right now where I'm standing is actually not a bad spot. I'm hoping that that'll work for me. Yeah, so here he comes with a fire, and you can see it missed me because I did, just like I said, he was on the lower half, so I went to the top, flew over with fire on the lower half, and I missed it because I was standing at the top. He can do the opposite, where he's at the top, he'll fly over on the top, and you'll want to go to the bottom. So that's the strategy there. He still hasn't done the ST to allow me to do a deep slice. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm hoping as soon as I press start that I'll have another opportunity to power cancel or jump cancel him. Yep. Oh, but then he went, so you can see that we only have like that much left health, but he went into defense mode, so. It's a heck of a battle, dude. Okay, see, nothing I can do. This is a bullshit battle. Very frustrating. But since we're doing tutorials, it's not so bad. And he's dead. So that's Aggravator for you. So, like, a perfect Aggravator would be, like, just power cancel him over and over. Maybe he gets one flyover, you know. It can happen. But you never know what you're going to get with him. Pick up your experience. You want a little optimization that I like is to stand next to Lark as close as possible. Because let's say that Lark was on the far left of the screen and I was on the far right. Well, if this scene ends, Lark's going to come over to me. That's just how it is. He's going to walk over to me. So the closest I can be to Lark, the better. The less distance he has to walk to me. So he shouldn't move at all right here. Yeah. So that's what you want. Just stay next to Lark. Kind of hard sometimes. There's the mana crystal that we're going to steal for Draconis. And we got the artifact Dragon Bone. That's actually the next artifact that we're going to drop. And we got Tome of Magic, which becomes Geo. We don't actually enter Geo in this story. But we will drop the Tome of Magic. Guardian wins. Okay. Field trip. This is the shortest event in the... It's probably like 2 minutes long. Shortest event in the game. You go south, hit square, tap right one time, X, X. And then you enter. Bone Fortress. So we've killed the blue dragon. Next we're gonna kill... Well, yeah, we killed Hidodama, and we killed the blue dragon. Now we're gonna kill the bone dragon. But not on this event, the next one. This is a very short event called the field trip. First thing you do is talk to this green person right here. We go to the cabbage match. We're working on triple reagent mixing assignment. Miss blah blah blah. None of this really matters. We just want to get to the part where she says, and I'll mix them. As soon as you hit X, you run to the right. Okay? And you run to the left. We're just going in and out. It's going to automatically walk over and talk to this person again. She says, I'd appreciate it if you could bring back some regents, please. I'm not really sure why we do all this, but this is what we do. Now we can go back in, and we're going to speak to 3 specific individuals. We're going to talk to this blue person at the top. we're going to talk to this light pink girl and this dark pink male. And then it'll automatically take those 3 ingredients, and if we've done it right, there'll be like a green explosion. Yellow-green explosion. So we did it. If you don't get it right, it's like smoke or something colored, and you have to go do it. Go try again. So she's gonna give us a seed, and then that's it. That's how it goes, man. It's like, I don't know how long that event is. It's not very long though. Then we enter the Bone Fortress again. So you'll recall at the beginning of the game, we had to grind for an axe. Well, now we have to grind for a sword. And the percentage of chance that sword will drop is significantly lower than the axe drop. So it can be very frustrating, especially when you get better at the game and you're trying to PB. It can be very frustrating. Just mash through all this copy. I'll show you guys when to look. There'll be a point where we're going to want to go back to the right, like in the last event. It'll be, the screen will kind of shake, you'll hear the roar of something. Oh, I guess the screen didn't shake, but everybody jumps. You hear that scream. She says, "Whoa!" And that's our cue. We have control now. We go to the right. This is a cutscene. Now, this is very important. By the way, I love this cutscene. I think the animation is so cool. Like, this knight comes out of like another realm. It's like a split in time. Look at that. It's so cool. Ghost of Nemesis type comes in. Mash X to get that to go away. Very important here. You want to be careful. This is another one of those instances where you're going to pick option 2, and you just want to make sure you're not mashing so fast that you accidentally pick option 1, because if you do, the same animation is going to happen. He's going to go back in through the portal, time portal, and you're going to have to leave and come back to get this animation to go again. You want to make sure you get it right the first time. So you want to say stay, option 2. Then we're going to fight this guy. And like many other battles, we're going to try to get him to the right side, kind of in a corner. You could do that with plunge. You could do that with jump attack, jump cancel. That's an ideal strategy. It's kind of hard to explain, but like you can use Counter-Strike very effectively here, especially if he's in a corner. I might try to use some Counter-Strike so you can see. But like a perfect Black Knight. Actually, I don't know. What is this guy called? I'll try to do a perfect Black Knight. It may not work. Skeletal Soldier. This guy's level 10 Skeletal Soldier. Here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to jump cancel him into the corner, either below or above that bone skull you see there. That's actually a doorway. A gate, if you will. And I can do 2 things once I've got him cornered. I can just power cancel or jump cancel the shit out of him. Or, because he's going to do 2 things. He's going to either keep shooting like a distance weapon at me, or he's going to slide his feet at me, which is a great Counter-Strike opportunity, right? So it's really hard. You just have to kind of like practice a lot and try to see what he's going to do and act accordingly. So, you know, here we go. Okay, so I could have Counter-Strike there and I missed it. There's a Counter-Strike. Okay. So there's... Okay, so... So, not getting many Counter-Strike opportunities. Well, I'm just gonna jump cancel him to death. I'm gonna stand right here, right next to the mouth, and then I like to just mash X and hold up at the same time. if I'm standing in the right spot, which I'm not, so you want to be like right here. Yeah. Then you'll immediately walk up into the mouth. You're going to run forward and touch. All you got to do is touch it. I didn't even hit X. Touch that button right there. Looks like some kind of trap. And then we're going to fall through a door or something. Some sort of trap happened. When you wake up, you go south. And this is where we start our Brave Blade grind, which is a two-handed sword. It's very strong. I think it has like 37 attack. For reference, our Black Elk has 26, so we're going to add 11 attack to this, I believe. It might be more than 37, but it's at least 37. So it's a significant upgrade. But we already have an ST, so let's just use that. So optimal, ideal situation here is that an item will drop. If you've been paying attention, the sack, the brown sack, is the item. And then the little blue things are experience crystals, and the little small gold things are the lucre, the money. So we're looking for a sack to drop, because that means it's a sword. Now, I think there's two swords drop here. It's the Throat Slitter or the Brave Blade. So even though we might get an item, it may not be the sword we want. So we're hoping for an item, and then we're hoping that item is a Brave Blade. If we get a Brave Blade, that's optimal. We go ahead and equip it, and that's our final weapon for the rest of the game. It's very powerful. If we don't get it, we can move on with the story, with the level. But eventually we'll be coming back here, and we got to grind till we get that Brave Blade. So we're hoping to get it now. Let's see what happens. We didn't get it. We pick this stuff up and we go left. Whoop. You're gonna go talk to this skull. Stand next to it, mash X, and you'll see the flame come down, and the skull's gonna talk to you. So you youngins were trapped here in the Bone Fortress too. I'll help you out. I'm gonna open the door for you. If you're ever lost, just ask my friends, they'll help you out. As soon as you clear this text, that's when you can take control and go left. Beck is telling me to pick up my movement game after watching you. Yeah. I mean, if it's any consolation, it took me 2 years to get my movement down, and it's still not perfect. But yeah, thank you, Beck. So here we go left, and we talk to this. This looks like another skeletal soldier. As soon as you talk to him, he opens the door for you and points the way. So you remember that we had a... when we walked into the Bone Fortress, we had a trap. So I got split up with Guri and Lark. We all split up. Guri is like in this little trap, so now we're saving him. We're picking him up. All you do is just run at him. I think you might have to mash X, might not, I can't remember. And you leave. Now we just have to go get Lark, and then we're good. So we're going the way we came. We go down or right, and then down again. So you remember this skull? Down again. And we're back where we came from. So here we are. We won't have an ST, so we're just gonna have to power cancel these guys. Okay, no items. That's okay. You know, we're doing a tutorial. But unfortunately, we need to leave and come back. We need to... Yes, it totally does. And I just took the time to pause and see what they're called. I think they're called Skeletal Soldiers. They're some of my favorite... They're some of the coolest looking characters. But it's the exact same soldier-looking character from Drowned Dream, absolutely. So let's try again. Fingers crossed, this will be our third try. We got an item. There's one item. We won't know what it is till we're finished. Brave Blade. So that's what you want, okay? When your spoil says Brave Blade, then you're loving it. You can move on. That's, like, the most exciting part of the game. So in 3 tries, we got a Brave Blade. That's actually pretty good. You could do a decent run with a 3-try Brave Blade. Because if you notice, when you come in here for the first time, you know, if you don't get it, you still have to go left and pick up Guri. And you still have to come back through. So if you get it on the second try, it's kind of like getting it on the first try. You know what I mean? So really, it's kind of like we got it on the second try, even though it's the third try. So I'm pretty happy. For tutorial percent, it's pretty good. So now we hit start. We go to equip, just like before. We go to auto select, just like before. You can see that if we were to go to equip, we do have a few items now. We picked up a true spear, a spiral claw. So the Brave Blade is the strongest weapon in here. Oh, there it is, 37. So just like I thought, 37. So we're going to go from 26 to 37, right? Yeah. So you save one step by hitting auto select. And then it removed our ST, so we got to go into skill. We're never going to jump. We're never going to touch these again. Jump, Counter-Strike are good to go. And you'll remember when we beat Do Ink at the beginning? Yeah, basically like, yeah. Plus first try. Remember at the very beginning of the game, we beat Do Ink with a two-handed sword, and we learned Wind Slasher and Lunging Arc. Well, now that we have our two-handed sword, we're going to drop those in again. So, Lunging Arc. Now, you might think that pushing up would get you to the bottom. So don't do that, because as you can see, it didn't get me anywhere. So I just go down twice. Bam. Now that's my AoE Wind Slasher. Then you hit start, and you're off to the races. Oops. Yeah, and we have, we're up at, what's our attack? 37. So pretty damn strong. I think the hammer, the gold hammer in Fairy is like 43, or I don't know. Run to the left of this little button, and Guri will run to the right, and it'll open this door. This is an elevator, actually. So we picked up Guri. We got the Brave Blade. Now we're going to go save Lark. My strategy here, which Baron showed me a nice way, you just just walk here, actually. Hold left and walk, and you'll run into this flame. Just mash X. Because if you run in here, you're more than likely, you might run past the flame by accident. So I just walk diagonally there. So you youngins were trapped here in the Bone Fortress 2. I'll help you out. Where do you want to go? So after where do you want to go, you mash X, and then you select third floor. You're always going to select second or third floor, I think. We'll double check. Okay. So you guys remember Sierra, Lark's sister. We're going to have to fight her. He's like, are you looking for Lark? By the way, this battle with her is very similar to the skeletal soldier that we fought earlier, so... A good strategy is to try to get some counter-strikes in while standing next to Guri. But if she doesn't cooperate, then you might just have to start power canceling her. You want to pick option 2 here. And then we'll start the battle. Okay, when she does that crap, that's a good opportunity to hold down circle and get your counter-strike in. And we were standing next to Guri, which means, well, we didn't get it that time, but we almost got the Guri. That time we got the Guri buff. Oh, and we got her. So you can see it took 3 hits, or 3 hits plus like a slash. So you can do 4 perfect counter-strikes. I've done it before. I think I've only done it once out of, several hundred runs. But you can do 4 perfect counter-strikes next to Guri, and that's optimal, and it goes by so fast. It's awesome. We learned Shield Breaker, but we don't need it. That's just something we just learned. Okay, she's like, by the gods, your powers are too strong. So basically, she was blocking us from going to get Lark. So now that we defeated her, we can go get Lark. But you can barely see it. It's just peeking out from behind that pillar. There's a key there. It's very important. I have forgotten to pick that key up, and then I didn't have it, and I had to turn back around and go get it. So make sure to pick the key up. You'll hear a noise, and it says you receive a key. Then you go back into the elevator. Remember, I'm going to walk and mash X, and then second floor. So you're always just picking what's underneath cancel, essentially. So I just tap down once, each time and you'll be good. 3rd floor, 2nd floor. We go to the left. And we talk to this skeletal soldier. He opens the door for us to the left, and then we hold left and mash X, and we got Lark. So now we rescued Guri, we rescued Lark, we got our Brave Blade, we killed Sierra, or we didn't kill Sierra, we injured her, I suppose. So now we go back into the elevator. And yep, 3rd floor. So now comes a gauntlet of bosses. We're almost done with this level. And yeah, we got 3 bosses to fight. Really, it's just 2, but the second boss has like 2 iterations. So this first guy is named Deathbringer. And we're just going to power cancel / jump cancel him. He has a couple of STs. They're not really that scary. I'll try to show you what to do depending on which one you get, or you might get both. I usually run towards him and plunge first. Okay, so I'm not sure what he's going to do. It's a level 11 Deathbringer. Because he paused there, you could tell he's about to do an ST. He usually does 2, one of 2. One of them is like a bit of a explosion or something below him. So if you're standing real close, so regardless, I'm gonna walk away because I'm not sure which one he's gonna do. Do yet, but he'll either do one that's kind of like the ground underneath him, like having a little bit of an earthquake, and it doesn't last long. Or he throws some sort of Japanese letters at you. I don't get it, but if it happens, you'll see what I'm talking about. Either way, you just kind of want to get out of the way. Okay, so this is the shortest of the STs, and it's not that bad. So you can see what's happening. We come in and finish him off, pretty much. Hopefully Guri stands next to me. That would be really nice. Okay. You can see I was afraid he was going to go into another ST, so to finish him off, I just did X real quick, the quick slash, because I knew he was almost done. He's going to drop some experience. We'll pick that up. And then just stay kind of like right in here, because you're going to be going to the right. Right here, you're looking for Lark to say, but I guess I don't either, or some shit like that. But I suppose that neither do I. As soon as you clear that, you have control. I'm going to hit pause because I want to explain something real quick. Okay, so this is the last boss. He has 2 iterations. The last boss of this level. So as soon as we beat him, we'll get the mana crystal. We'll get some. We might get an artifact or 2. I think we get 1 artifact called Green Cane, and we can split. Yeah, I probably won't explain what I'm about to do, but I will pause and talk about the boss. There's a little optimization I'm going to try to do, but it's really not worth mentioning at this point. So this is the Bone Dragon. The name is also Jajara. And we'll kill him once. He'll come back in a slightly different form. We'll kill him again. And you want to use jump cancel, power cancel, whatever to get as much... I think we already have an ST loaded, which is good. So as soon as Jajara goes into their ST, we'll also prepare an ST. At least we'll try. So I know I have an ST prepared because I haven't used one in a while, and we just did a bunch of power cancels on Deathbringer. You can see it flashing up there. Okay, so you can see that the Bone Dragon stopped, and he's about to do his deal. So the way it works with him, so he's facing this way. He's facing the left side of the screen. So he's going to, I think he's going to kind of jump back a little bit, But he's gonna breathe this massive, like, electricity fire thing at me. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Thanks, Vec. Yeah, that makes me feel really good. I'm definitely gonna highlight this, and I sure hope that it helps somebody out there. I'm kind of like, I know that there's a place out there for a more intermediate or a more like moderate to high level play. So I'm trying to keep this more like beginner. I'm probably explaining more than I should, but I'm trying to keep it more beginner. He's about to do his ST. We're going to try to avoid the beginning of it and then settle up for a lunging arc. See if I can make it happen. Okay. Okay, so he's about to spit flames or whatever. Sometimes right as he does it, he jumps back and like his tail and everything will go out of view. I'm not sure if he's going to do that or not. Yeah, okay, so you see what he did? He moved back. So I want to kind of position myself. I might even be able to stand where I am right now. I'm just right outside his shadow, if you can see. But I'm just going to hit R and do a lunging arc, kind of around the time that he stops breathing flames. I'm hoping that this will work. Usually I'm not pausing and talking and it just works out. So if I whiff, it's, you know, whatever. But typically you want to try to land an ST here. Okay, he moved, so I'm going to whiff. So lesson learned. After he finishes breathing the fire, sometimes he'll jump fucking like feet away and it's just like, whatever. So ideally, I should have hit an ST there. You see the cooldown too is really rough. I just now have control. And if I don't, see, and that sucks because now I don't have my ST. I gotta build my ST back up. Same deal, he's gonna try to breathe fire on me. Now you see there, he didn't jump far down. So like, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like, oof. So this is not going well. Looks like Guri just died. Okay, he's down. So, an ideal first part Bone Dragon, I would have hit that ST the first time. He'd probably already be dead, because Lunging Arc's pretty powerful. Okay, cool. Yeah, I figured I'd start out small, you know? Just try to... I'm probably giving more information than I need, but... Okay. He's down. He's going to come back pretty similarly. I think he kind of floats the second part. And he's going to incorporate these two statues here. Okay, we want to pick up this experience. Oh, we don't have our ST, but we're very close, which is good. We just need 1 or 2 hits before to finish this thing out. Because if we can land an ST, we'll either get him so close to death, or if we're standing next to Guri, we might completely one-shot. So he's kind of all messed up now. Kind of messed up looking now. Okay, so you see he's kind of floating around. You can see the shadow. I'm going to try to very desperately to get a couple of hits in. And I'm hoping to see my ST bar flash. That'll tell me that I have my ST. And then when he does his ST, I can prepare for that. Which essentially is going to be me standing about underneath him, maybe a little to the right or the left, and mashing R1, which is my lunging arc, right before he starts his, because, or around the same time. If you remember from Duink, he also has an ST where if you wait too long and you get like his 3rd or 4th ST, it's like these stalactites will fall down from the ceiling. Well, Jajara 2.0 has the same deal, so that's what we're looking for. Once he starts doing that, you want to trigger that lunging arc before you get hit with a whatever it is that's falling. I don't know what it. I can't remember what it is. Rocks or something. So first things first, we're going to try desperately to get this ST loaded up, which means we need to make contact a couple of times. Okay, We got it. We got it. So I whiffed a few times, but we got it, and that's all that matters. So now I'm gonna back up a little and try to center myself as best I can in his shadow before everything starts falling. Okay, that was probably early. Oh, it makes me sick to my stomach. Yeah, I just whiffed. So, yeah. It's hard when you're doing a tutorial because you're not kind of on autopilot. See, and then I don't have my ST, so I'm telling you what the idealized version is so that you can try. We got him anyways. But really, you want to utilize your STs there. You want those to land first time, and with practice, you'll get it. Pick up the experience. I'd like to stand about right here. That's where the character's going to be. And that's it. After we get the mana crystal, we will. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, and I love the feedback. Thanks, Mav. Like, let me know if it starts sounding like way over your head, like oh, like, you know, like I'm trying to like point out the important stuff, and I hope I'm not like giving too much detail, but hopefully you can come through and be like, well, I don't need to know that, or I could use this. There is a guide. There's a very nice written guide that you can look at in conjunction with this video if you wanted, probably. So here we are picking up the mana crystal again for Draconis. And for all the hard work we did for Lark, he's going to... Okay, option 1 here about mana. He's going to give us the Green Cane artifact. And that's actually the next artifact we drop. And actually, we're getting pretty close to the end of the dragon storyline. They split there. Because the next dragon we fight is Vadis. And then the final, Draconis, the Crimson Dragon. So, 2 more splits in the story. And then we have a few extra splits before the Mana Goddess. So, we're done with Bone Fortress. We go north once. Left once. So, right underneath Domina, we're going to press square. X to pick up Green Cane. X to drop it. And then X to enter. And actually, I gotta go take a bathroom break. Oh, cool, Mav. Dude. Welcome, or I mean, it's great to have you, dude, and I feel like this is a game that anybody can play. And you can start at any level. You could start not knowing anything, and you could go as far as you want with this game, really. There's a lot that I think in the future, I think there's still a lot of optimization and glitches and things that haven't been found and figured out, so the more people play, the more people figure that stuff out. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys. I'm gonna pause the timer actually this time around. And just go to the restroom real quick. Okay, we're back. So, we're going into the White Forest. This is the home of Vadis, the White Dragon. And I mentioned that Sierra is Lark's sister, who's also a dragoon, and her dragon master is Vadis. So that's where we're headed. Vadis essentially is going to enlist us to help fix this whole Draconis mess. And she wants to see how powerful we are, so we're going to have to fight her and Sierra at the same time. So, a lot of levels we're going to the right a lot. This time we're going to go to the left, like almost every time. So once he says, let's go, you have control. You go to the left. And every time you do that, Lark's going to be like, you're right, I sense her scent from this direction. This would be 3 birds here. What are these guys called? Needlebeaks. Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we're gonna go straight down. Then we're gonna keep going left. There's gonna be a mushboom, a goblin, and a white rabbite. Ooh, we got an Earth Splitter. Ha! Okay, you know, I am interested to know the power on the Earth Splitter. So, Earth Splitter, 31. So, what, the Black Elk was 26? Yeah, 26. You can see that the Earth Splitter significantly, but not too much. It's like, what, plus 5? So if you get the Earth Splitter, it's heavier, but you're getting plus 5 attack. Black Elk, it's only 26 attack, but it's lighter and you can swing it faster. So those are the two axes that you can get at the beginning there. Oops. Here you just run left. And you fight a tree and a rabbite. Wooding. Oof. You get tight in here and it'd be hard to figure out how to attack. Most people here do a Wind Slasher, right? L1 for me. Anyways, that's what the guide says. Sometimes I thought I wanted to save the Wind Slasher for these annoying snakes that come up next. But here you go, like, left down. There's going to be a cutscene here. I think you wait till Lark says, let's go. And you go right here. You want to watch out for that chest, because if you run into it, you might accidentally open it, and then you waste time. Okay. There's some annoying snakes here. Let's see what these guys are called. They will troll you. Rattler Boa. So they're dangerous. Jump cancel, I say, would be the safest way to attack these guys. Because, I don't know, you're just going to have to try it for yourself and see. These guys can be really annoying. Oof. Come on. I'm trying to counter-strike, but he just keeps attacking Lark. And you can see, like I mentioned before, visibility is almost null right there. You can't see anything that's going on. Okay, here we go. We're going to fight. First, there's a pretty long cutscene. All you got to do is mash X the whole time. Lark's going to pester Vadis and Sierra for the mana crystal. And Vidis, she's my favorite, dude. She's really pretty. Very cool looking dragon. Reminds me of Flammy. Secret of Mana. And other games. Okay, so we get the Torch of Coral. And now we gotta fight both Sierra and Vidis. None of my business. So you say stay. And then Vidis is like, I wish to ask a favor. Show me your powers. So... most runners I talk to tell me to fight Sierra first. So I'm going to try that method. It's the same thing as when you fight Sierra first, which is, you know, try your best to counter-strike her. Do what you can, you know, but like a perfect... I've had like a perfect battle here before once, like probably only once, and I've just counter-striked Sierra. We'll try to do that first, and then I'll try to explain Vidis and some of the things that happen. Oops. Keep hitting Vidis instead. You can't force her to cooperate with you. Ugh. But then you also have to watch out for Vidis. He's gonna do something sometime. Yeah, that'll put you to sleep. That is a nightmare, okay? So, I knew it was coming and I got out of the way, but... the good news is, if it does put Guri to sleep, if we could kill Sierra real fast, then Guri won't troll us while we're trying to fight Vidis. So this isn't really going very well. We're trying, though. Okay, we got her. Okay. Now we fight Vidis. Now, the strategy on Vidis... here's the thing about Vidis. Is anytime she moves, she disappears. So we don't want her to move. Which means we don't want to plunge attack her. We don't want to jump cancel her. And then something that you don't have control over is Guri. Guri likes to throw his axe. If Guri throws his axe, it'll hit her and she'll disappear. So it'll move her. So it can be frustrating. We don't have any control over Guri, so we just focus on herself. But if we can stand next to Guri and just straight power cancel her, that's our best chance. You'll notice that when I accidentally counterstruck her instead of Sierra, she disappeared. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. Oh, she's about to do... yeah, okay. Woo! We avoided that. But at least now Guri's not going to... we don't get our synchro, but at least he's not going to troll us. Okay. Woo! So you can see that that is kind of like a hell of a battle. But we're done. Oh, and I don't have my timer going, so whatever. And then we split. So it's a very short cutscene after that. Gold. I don't even know what that means. Okay, so... We're getting very close to the end of the game. As you can see on the split timer, we've got 3 splits left. Actually, we have 4. Not all of them are showing. We have the Crimson Dragon, which is the final event in the Dragon storyline, where we're going to come face to face with Draconis. It's going to be awesome. Then we have the Summer Lovin', which is a very fun event. It's not related. It's got great music, though, and it's very fun. And then we'll go back home to do an event called... why can't I remember the name of that? Cage of Dreams. Earlier I mentioned the fact that you have to have X amount of artifacts on the map to beat the game. Well, The reason you do that is so you can go home and do Cage of Dreams. Because if you complete Cage of Dreams, you get the Sword of Mana artifact. And if you place the Sword of Mana, then you can beat the Mana God. Beat the game. So we gotta beat Draconis. We're gonna fight a crab in Summer Lovin' called Full Metal Haggard. He appears in other Mana games. We're gonna go home, do Cage of Dreams, and get the Sword of Mana artifact. We're gonna place that and do Legend of Mana. So we have 4 events left. Before we go back into the underworld, we go north twice above Domina and drop the Torch of Coral. We don't actually enter yet. It becomes Medora Beach. And we're just dropping it. Don't know why. It's just how they routed the run. And then we go right, mash X, and get into the underworld. Only this time we're going, Sierra's going to come with us, I believe. Because Lark is... He's finished with his stuff, and he went to go to Draconis, I suppose. So, we've been here before, and we're going to go to the exact same spot. So we just run over here, mash X. Kind of a specific space, so kind of note where I'm standing. And I believe we hit option 2 like normal. You can't navigate the Western world by ourselves. Remember, we got the Baptism of Flames, so we can navigate. Will you come with me? Option 2, go with her. Now, at this point, you want to talk to Sierra by hitting X. So you might have to move a little closer to her and hit X. A bit of a cutscene here. Some bad guys are going to come try to attack us. And Sierra's going to kill them all. She's going to use the same method that Lark used to kill those wind callers. That makes that super loud noise I warned you guys about if you're wearing headphones. So, as soon as that battle's over, I think the Crimson Dragon, or... yeah, Crimson Dragon type comes in and out. Gotta mash through that. There's that loud noise. As soon as this cools down, we have control and we can leave. Cannot repel me with your tricks, Draconis. Okay, here we go. So this is gonna feel like the first time we're in the underworld, only now that we had the Baptism of Flames, those doors are open to us. So there's less for us to do. However, we're gonna go deeper into the underworld because we can. Oops, okay, messed up. So yeah, I always do that, but you wanna go up and then up again. To the right and down. Down left. Second door on the right. Remember, these were the doors that were closed earlier, but we opened them. And then probably to the right again, yep. So you remember, we fought Hitodama here, so we had a battle. We had 2 battle screens, and then we fought Hitodama. So, 1 battle. We're one-shotting these guys. Nice, that worked out nice. I got status elemented, but I didn't even have to move because Lark or somebody else took care of the other enemy. So, 1 more battle. Then we're going to go into the room that Hitodama was in, but he won't be there anymore because we've killed him. Demon meat. Okay, so here's this room. You want to hold circle and X at the same time there, so you run through the door. It's the same principle as Lumina, where you do that while you talk to Monique to get that frame skip and to run. Here you want to run all the way to the right as far as you can go. And then here you want to go to the second door on the right. Or second door. Another room like this. Shad hole? Yeah, 4 shad holes. Just talk to one of them. It's going to warp you to the room you want to be in. And beyond this room, we're going to have to fight Lark. But he's going to get turned into a centaur. It's pretty gnarly. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So that's something that can happen. You just got to back out and come back in. Are you ready? It's the whole mashing too fast thing. Second option, let's go. Alright, we're going to fight Lark. Yeah. Gonna turn Lark into something awful. Sort of centaur thing. We'll have no choice but to beat it. What's going on behind my... Oh, I see. Oh, excuse me. Just mash through all this. Mash, mash, mash. The best strategy I've found here from top runners is to jump cancel Lark to the left side of the screen and just do not stop. If you do it well, he will not get an ST off and you just kill him super fast. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I suppose you could probably power cancel, but I feel like it's in your best interest to learn jump cancel because it's more likely that you'll be able to kill him without him getting an ST off. And his STs are long and they're a pain. They take a long time. So again, jump cancel, just to refresh, is power attack, which is square. And then I use triangle, which is jump, to buffer. If Guri stands next to me, it's even more ideal, but I'm not going to start jump canceling. Oops. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh. I thought I lost my rhythm and I thought I was going to get an ST. But we did it. No ST. So that went well. Oh, now that's one downside to that is that you can lose your experience. It's not the end of the world, but it's possible that the experience spawns outside and you can't get it to it. Whatever. That can happen in several bosses. There's a little bit here of a cutscene, enough for you to go to the fridge and get a drink or something. Probably not to go to the bathroom, but we'll count it together. We'll see how long it is. And it starts right now, at 2:24:47. There is an even longer, it's not super long, but there is an opportunity to sneak a bathroom break in a minute but, you know, gotta be quick about it. But at least during this time, so right now I'm not mashing any buttons. So I'll try to determine how much time you have to go to the fridge and get something to drink. $2.25. It's going to be sub 2:26, I think. 2:25, 40, 50, 2. So really, you just have 1 minute. About a minute, maybe a little over. You have about 60 seconds there if you need to blow your nose, stretch, go to, not go to the bathroom, maybe go to the kitchen and grab a drink if it's close enough. Mash, mash, mash. So there's some stuff coming up here you gotta know. Bonds of life bring caring and support and will be much help to you. Do you remember those words? Why? That's a weird sentence. Do you remember those? Like, is she trying to say, do you remember those words? Why? I don't know. Okay, it says, the world will suffer if we do not stop Draconis. He desires to subjugate all life in this world. Even the aloof dragons seek bonds with other life through their dragoons. Such is the truth of life and the absolute law of the world. Fiera. Why? Which is me. I entrust you with saving the bonds of life. Put a stop to Draconis. Okay, so Sierra's going to say, let us fight together. Why? That's our cue that we now have control of our character. We run up to Sierra and talk to her. Let us fight together. Of course. We cannot return. Are you ready? I am ready. Then Vadis is going to say one or two other things. I entrust you with saving the bonds of life. Put a stop to Draconis. Bam. That's where you have control to go into the dungeon. Okay? We're going to go up a few times. So 1, 2 times up. 3 times up. Then we're going to go left up the stairwell. And then we're going to go left and fight a battle. These guys suck, by the way. I hate them. And they only drop money, it seems, which is extremely annoying to pick up. So you're going to go left and up. Then you're going to go right, but you won't be able to go far. You're going to fight this goblin and Fierce Face. I fight this goblin off screen. You pretty much lined up with it. So that's what I do. Demon meat. Up the stairs. What happens next? Fight these two Fierce Faces. 2 power cancels each, looks like. Pick up the experience as fast as you can. You're going to go through this door right here. And then you're going to go left? No, you're going to go up. Okay, and this is the first trap door. Then we're going to go left once we drop. So you see that save? That's a save station right there. You're going to go left down the stairs. You're going to go all the way down, and you're going to turn right to battle some, what are these things called? Howlers. These guys will troll, okay? So that's all I got to say to you. If you can, try to fight them from far away. They'll jump in the air, and like, I don't know. I don't even want to show you what they'll do. Just try to power cancel them from a little bit of ways. Try not to get too close. Okay, this is like many of the battles where so we fight the Sky Dragon first and then the Land Dragon later. This is a Sky Dragon. Our exit is on the right where we just came through. So we're going to go to the left of him and jump cancel or plunge him over to the right-hand side, okay? Just like we do the wind collars and everything else. Also, you'll see he trolls. He has this Counter-Strike moment there where... So I try to stay far back. Plus, I'm standing right next to Guri, so it's going to do more damage. Oop, you see how Sierra knocked him away. There was nothing I could do. I just had to reposition. Sierra's synchro. What is her... Let's look at her synchro. It has something to do with dragons. Dragons. Defense plus. So she if you're standing next to her and a dragon hits you, I guess you don't take as much damage. We're going to battle these Howlers again. So we're going back the way we came. Okay, do you see that? I'm glad that happened, because that's the trolling I'm talking about. Even though I was far back, he still got me. So that's what you want to try to avoid. And Jump Cancel will help you do that. Jump Cancel is probably a better technique if you want to try to learn it. For the Howlers, you get trolled less that way, because you're just faster, and you get them away from you. The further away they are, the less they can do that crap to you. Go right, all the way down the stairs. Go all the way to the right, as far as you can go, down the stairs. And then we're going to fall through this. You basically can't walk anymore. You're going to fall. And we're going to fight this Land Dragon. And we're going to try to jump cancel or plunge this guy over to the right-hand side. But here's my strategy. My strategy is I go down a little and to the right. It's going to get the dragon to appear, and then it's also going to get the dragon to walk down a little bit. The reason we want to do that is because we want to get it to the right-hand side, but if if he's too much north or where he starts, there's a little, like, terrain area to the right that will keep him, like, stuck and not moving. So it sounds crazy, but maybe you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to run down here. I'm going to let him see he's walking down a little bit. Oops. Ugh. Start getting him over here. Not really doing a good job. Okay. Ooh, we dizzied him. Okay, we got him past. So, can you see right above me, there's like some terrain. That's what I'm talking about. He can get stuck there. So, if there's any way you can get him below that, it's very helpful. You want to get him all the way over to the door. The door's over here. The reason you want to do that is because Guri always walks very slowly when you're done with the battle. Like, if Guri was way over to the left, it would take him forever to come all the way to the right. So, the more you get him over to the right, the more Guri starts to come over to the right, and the less time it takes for him to walk. And you'll see what I mean. Pick up the experience and stand right next to this door, this light. Actually, Guri's in a really good spot. Go right. These guys are kind of annoying. You're gonna do your wind slasher, so L1 for me. We may whiff. It happens, but it looks like we got everybody. They usually drop a lot of money, which is super annoying. Picked it up. You can get a Brave Blade right there. Not that you need it, but it does drop there. We are very close to the end of the game, or to the end of this level, so we're getting close. You're gonna fight some howlers here. A howler and a goblin. First splitter. Down, go left and down. Go down all the way. I think we're gonna go right, if I recall, or is it left? Left, okay, left. You wanna save your ST, I think, so just power cancel these guys. Oops. And that's me. When you see me jumping like that, that's because I missed my inputs. That's not intentional. Okay, so we didn't waste our ST, so we have that for this upcoming Centaur. We're gonna go up, left. All the way over to the left. And this looks familiar, because we've been here before. This time we're gonna go, I think, straight down. Yeah, all the way down. Just keep going down. You're gonna run all the way down to this blue dot. Try to, anyways. Blue gem looking thing. Okay, so a good strategy here. You can really just treat this guy just like you did Lark. Although I have trouble getting an ST-less. I don't even know if it's possible. I don't think I've ever got an ST-less Zenoa. So this thing's called Zenoa. So I just try to jump cancel him. I think technically you should try to get him over to the right, but to me it wastes too much time going all the way around to the back and trying to, so sometimes I just attack him. We'll see what happens, but if he does go into ST, which I'm pretty sure he will, we have an ST ready. Oh, that's good luck, actually. So somehow he jumped over us. This is good. Now we really can get him over there the way we want. Okay, when you hear that noise, woo, whatever that is, that's him about to go into ST. We have ours ready, so let's see if we can land one. I'm just gonna wait till he's like at the apex of his ST. Woo! And I'm standing close enough to where those things missed me. Yay, we hit him. We weren't buffed with Guri, but it should do a good amount of damage. Yeah. Nice. So that was pretty clean. And now we're right by this door. I never really do that, so that's cool. I mean, You know, he got over there on his own, though. I didn't have anything to do with that, but it was cool. It worked out. So we're almost there. All we gotta do, we have like one more battle. Gotta go north a few times. 1, 2, 3. And then I think this room has some fierce faces. Yep. And then we fight Draconis. So remember, 2 power cancels here. Or you could do a jump cancel, really. That's it, man. Bloody Mask. Okay. Here we go. Draconis. Draconis is a beast. I'll try to explain during this cutscene how to kill Draconis. The most I mean, clearly, if you haven't learned jump cancel, if you're struggling with it, just do a power cancel. But jump cancel really is the best way to beat it. You want to jump cancel him into the corner. I think I go right first. I try to get him over to the right-hand side. With a lot of practice, you can sense that he's about to fly over to the left-hand side, and you can go ahead and leave a little early and position yourself to jump cancel him right as he lands on the left-hand side. And you just do that until you could skip his STs. Pretty cool. It's hard, though, so it may not work. And you can hit him with an ST. You can hit him with a lunging arc and do serious damage. Just takes a lot of practice. I don't really have any clear description of what kind of visual cues you're looking for to land that ST. It just comes with practice and timing, and I'm still working. This is actually like the hardest boss for me, so yeah. But when he starts doing that with electricity, he's going to transform. That's okay. Now you have to clear this become my sustenance, so clear that right away so that you get to your boss. So mash X. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to try to jump cancel him to the right side. So, the thing about jump cancel. Okay, so everybody knows that's played this game, that's played this speedrun, that, generally speaking, Draconis' hitbox is wonky, okay? It's hard to find. So, I think you're supposed to move up just a hair. A few pixels helps. Just up. So I'm going to try to move up. I hope that helps. I'm also going to jump cancel because jump cancel, I think, has a bigger window for the hitbox. It ensures you hit. You're going to... It increases the chance of a hit, I would say. That's what I've heard from good runners. So anyways, let's see what we can do. Okay, he's gonna go. Okay, we're gonna try an ST. And we hope it lands. It did land. We didn't synchro though, but we did a lot of damage. Where he's down on his final bar, okay? So we're just gonna try to finish him off with jump cancels. That was good, man. Okay, he's gonna fly over. You can kind of sense it. And we got him. That was a good Draconis. You kind of see, I tried to do what I said, where I jump canceled him to the corner. Instead of flying over, he went into an ST there, so that was my opportunity to try to get an ST. The thing about it is, he does some things, like, he does these, like, wind slash things that will deplete your ST, and then you won't be able to use it. It's kind of annoying. So it's good that we lucked out. No experience there, just smashed through. Now this, 240.58. Wait. No, never mind. Okay. Just so you know, 241.05. This is another opportunity where you could probably sneak and do something, and then the longest of opportunities is coming up too. Okay, so I'll try to explain it. Right now, there's no mashing. This is just all cutscene. So it looks about a minute to me, because we're gonna have to start mashing. I would start mashing to be safe right about now, about 50 seconds. And I'll tell you when to stop mashing. Some of this stuff you don't have to mash, some you do, so it's just like, I just mash through all of it just to make sure, you know? when the copy that Lark says something like, I don't need 1,000 years, after you clear that box, then you're good for a few minutes. We'll time it. Yeah, the music will start playing. So the music playing is a cue. Right here. Next one. There it is. No more mashing, okay, guys? 2:42:32. This is a good opportunity for a very fast bathroom break, but you can do it. I've done it. You need to pee. This is the best chance you'll have in this game. And 2:42:32 is when it started for us. But yeah, hands free right now. So the Guardian's Ward, or the Blue Dragon, Bone Dragon have risen again. So yeah, after killing Lark, you get about a minute to do something. If you need to stretch, get a drink. Then after you kill Draconis, you get about a minute. Then you got some mashing. 1,000 years, I don't need 1,000 years, piano music. Then you could stop mashing for about 2 to 3 minutes, looks like. 2:44 something or other. This is it. 2:44:09. So 28, a minute 28, minute 38. Let's just say a minute and a half. You got a minute and a half from the time Lark says, I don't need 1,000 years, till the time you need to split, okay? So that's your bathroom break. So we're almost done, you guys. We're gonna go left twice and drop the Tome of Magic. Becomes Geo. I actually can't remember if the sand goes to the left or the right. I think the flame goes up. So I'm gonna tap up, drop the flame, which becomes Gato Grottos. And below Geo goes the Sandros, which becomes the Duma Desert. We're not going to enter any of these, but you do enter these in the other storylines, or at least a few. At least in Jumi, you enter the desert and Gato and Geo. And then in Fairy, you enter Gato. So, anyways. Now we have no more artifacts, and we go to the Mador Beach. This is a really fun level. After all the stress of the dragon fighting, this is just really mellow. We mash through until it says Summer 11, and then I think after Summer 11 we take control. Trying to think about the optimal way. If you look behind this palm tree here, there's a crab hiding. You can kind of see it. My mouse doesn't show up. There's a crab hiding behind this palm tree to the right, all the way to the right. Essentially, anytime you hit crabs, and this will be the first time I think first time we run into any crabs. If you hit them, they break, and it causes you to pause for a few seconds. So it's not ideal to hit them, okay? So if you can avoid them, try to do it. But it takes a lot of practice. I still hit them, so you know, you do what you can. But I think the optimal way is to go up and around that guy just a little bit. You see? But then I had to stay low so I didn't hit those other 2 crabs. That went pretty well. Okay, again, visibility isn't super awesome. These crabs troll the way that howlers do. So, beware. You can counter-strike a crab. You can do spin on a crab. You know, I don't know. Just do whatever you think you need to do. But just know that they will troll. They'll try to fuck with you. Okay, we'll go into this. I think we have another battle of 2 fish. We have 2 fish. I want to see what these guys are called. Iffish. Cool. Okay, so there's a bunch of crabs here we're going to try to avoid. And I just stay at the top. That's my method. There might be a more optimal method, but that keeps me out of trouble. I love these things. I think these are Sahagin. Yeah, these guys are awesome. They're actually pretty strong. They take quite a few hits. I took a power cancel and a jump cancel to kill it. A bats. These bats suck. What can you do? Oof. See what happens when you don't do your power can when you miss your... Oof. And I don't have spin. What can I do? Okay. Okay, we're gonna fight a big baby here, I think his name is. Oops. Big baby. Level 10. He will troll real bad, so be careful. Be cautious. I usually try not to line myself up exactly with it, because that's when I get trolled the most. Okay, there's some crabs here, so I wait like a half second, and then I move. And you get that trippy-looking crab there. That looks like a mistake. Some developer's thing. I don't know. You can have a crab and a... What are these things called? Tesla. Pincher crab and a Tesla. That went pretty well. Usually the crab trolls me. Then 2 more crabs. I hate crabs. They're so hard. Oops. See how far away he got me from? They're rough, dude. You'll have to develop your own way with the crabs. Okay, then we fight this swordfish thing. I don't know what it's called. Sea Jack. Again, I try not to get too lined up with it. And I like jump cancel because it keeps him away from me. He'll troll you if he gets too close. I'm going to hold straight down to avoid all these crabs. And then this is the boss, Full Metal Haggard. So, I know that Lemur fights him this way. I think Lemur starts out with a lunging arc. That's what I'm going to do. Standing right next to Guri, too. Oh, we missed the second hit, but it should be a pretty good damage. Hey, that went real well. So, hey. That's what World Record Runner does, so why not, right? Start off with a lunging arc and then power or jump cancel him and then just finish it out. Also, a note that crab-shaped hole in the back wall, that's pretty comical. It's very Looney Tunes. Okay, here you're going to mash X until... this penguin on the right with the blue leads through the cave on the right. You'll see this text box that says David. That's your cue to know that you can take control. Okay, now you go to the left. Do not talk to that crab. You talk to that crab, you might as well rip your run. Okay, we got the Moon's Mirror and something else. Alpata Harbor or whatever. Anyways. Rusty Anchor, maybe? Okay. Very important, okay? Very important that you drop the Rusty Anchor before the Moon's Mirror, okay? Or you'll rip your run. You won't be able to drop it because this thing has to go next to water, you see? So, Just make sure it, make sure to drop the rusty anchor first. Then you can go up and drop your final, which is the Moon's Mirror, which becomes the tower, right? So, Alpata Harbor and then the Tower of Leers, right? Something like that? Yep. So those two are in the Jumi storyline, but not in this. Okay, we have no more artifacts left, man. So we can do... Let's count how many artifacts we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, I already did that one. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. Okay. So, if I counted right, you need 17 artifacts to unlock Cage of Dreams. So after you drop those last 2 artifacts, you go home. And believe it or not, don't know why, but we're going to leave and then come back, okay? So, enter home, then exit home. And then enter again. Enter home, exit home, enter home. And a cutscene will happen with a bunch of sproutlings. Smash through it. I will say that the movement here is very tricky, okay? This is the worst movement in the game, in my opinion. Just for whatever reason, and you'll have to figure it out on your own, but navigating through these little sproutlings can be a real challenge. Sometimes it goes very smoothly, but not often for me. So you can see what I mean. That was a little awkward. You enter home and you leave. And that triggers... little sorcerers? Yeah. And then as soon as the pelican leaves the screen, you'll have control. You want to go left, and it'll trigger Cage of Dreams. And you go through here. Then you enter this door here. And you're going to talk to Pokael, who is a wisdom. And I'm not sure what this stained glass guy is named, but either way, they're having some philosophical discussion there. So, peace is what we need is the key term there before you leave. Okay, this is very important, okay? Pokael is going to talk to you. You're going to absolutely say no, okay? If you don't, and you're just going to waste time. Another thing, doesn't make any sense, but you got to do it. Leave and come back to get rid of another cutscene. Where I think if you were to walk in here, Pokael would talk to you some more or something. So that's just a little thing. Okay, then you go talk to the stained glass window, and you're in the Cage of Dreams. Thorn of Hope. So I like to come up here. These guys are called Spiny Cones, and then an I Spy. I'm just power canceling these guys, nothing special. And then you go down. Now, be cautious, you're gonna have to go right. Even though it doesn't seem like it, hold right. Hold right again, kind of right up a little, actually. And you don't want to get too close to these guys. Oof. It can be kind of annoying. Ugh. Kind of annoying. Okay. We got it. Okay. You don't want to use your ST because this... Go to the right. These guys right here, I think their names are Proto? Proto? Proto. You're going to want to wind slash these guys, okay? So L1 for me. You want to kind of get out of... You kind of want to move to the right a little, I've found. Helps you hit all of them. But you one-shot them. Pick up your stuff and go to the right. And these guys are annoying, but you just gotta try your best. And that's it, man. Go to the right, and then it takes control. Just mash X through the rest of it. You're gonna find the little sproutling over here. And I believe he gives you the Sword of Mana. Which, if you recall, I mentioned is the very last artifact. And once we place that, we'll be able to fight the Mana Goddess. We got the Sword of Mana. That's it, man. Now we're on the last event. So we dropped the Sword of Mana. Excuse me. Right here, to the east, right of Mech of Caverns. It's a pretty cool little transformation. And the time is, you split time on the final blow of Mana Goddess, so you'll see me do that. Mash X. Keep mashing to enter Tree of Mana. First thing we're going to do is see Poke IL, and it's going to do the type, you know, Legend of Mana. You're going to want to clear all that, and then you can start walking up the tree vines, or roots. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The first thing you do is hold left. So really, I should have been holding left before the screen even came up, okay? So hold left. Remember this from the beginning of the game? So here we are. But you gotta hold left to walk into the area. Now you can mash a bit, because the Legend of Mana type's gonna pop up. Pokeal, I don't know if he says anything, but he is there. You don't want to talk to him. Yeah, he does. Welcome to the Sanctuary of Mana. Legend of Mana, mash X. That will disappear on its own time. If you mash X, it clears quicker. Okay, you're gonna go to the right, okay? And you're gonna, it's the only way to go, I guess. Up here. No baddies here. Keep going to the right, past the chest. You're gonna stay left, hug the left, okay? If you accidentally go right, you're gonna fall off this tree limb and be forced into a battle with this, called a, Marlboro or something, okay? So stay to the left. And now you can veer right, I believe. Yep. But you're gonna cut left, okay? And go through this door here. And you're gonna fight a Sky Dragon and a Land Dragon. Okay, so I'm gonna jump cancel and power cancel. Oof. See, I'm too close. I don't like how I don't like the position that he's in there, dude. That could have been better, whatever. Go right, and then left, right? I mean, you're curving around to the left. And don't go down, go up through this door. And now we're going to fight an eagle and something else. Garuda. He'll do the wind thing on you. It's really annoying. Okay, now you're going to have to devise your own method here. For whatever reason, I really like to try to counter-strike this basilisk. Doesn't always work, but it mostly works. It's definitely the fastest way to kill it, I think. We'll see if I can make it happen. Well, he's kind of in a fucked up position. Ugh. Okay, this should work right here. I'm mashing circle to ensure I get that counter strike. So that was kind of messed up, but essentially I would want to just immediately kind of stand to the right of him on that area and just hold mash circle until I get my counter strike. You can also just try to slash him. I don't know, I just find it a very awkward spot. Here we go. We're getting close. We're gonna fight this Chocobo, which you should just like power cancel. Got him. Don't worry about the experience. Come over here, kill this guy, pick it up, experience, and then head north. We get that level up, which gives us time to come all the way up here. I think this is where, yeah, we're almost there. Because once we enter this door here, we're in the sanctuary. Entrance to the sanctuary. Sanctuary gate. Kind of like on our way there now. We're very close. We're gonna go on this like baseball diamond shape area. Okay, so we're gonna go up, fight these things, a punkster and a wooding. I'm not gonna move because you see, I'm status helmeted, so if I tried to move, I would go the wrong way. So I just decided to stay still. So keep going up. It's gonna be like a battle and then nothing, okay? And then a battle and then nothing. So it's gonna go like that. So you probably could counter-strike that ox. Yay, we got him. And then kill this basilisk, and then we go left this time, okay? So think about a baseball diamond. We're gonna go take the corner to the left. There's not gonna. This is another left, but no bad guys. And then we're gonna come to 3 dragons. Two land dragons and a sky dragon, or a kid dragon, a land dragon, and a sky dragon. Either way, you're supposed to just win slasher. Hopefully, Guri gives me my buff. It didn't happen. Yeah, it sucks. If you have in the other, dude, I'm on fire right now, literally. If you play some of the other storylines and you have the hammer, it's really nice because the Blammo ST one-shots everybody there. But in our case, you do a wind slasher, it does a lot of damage, but then you got to go in with your final slashes and finish them off. Just stand still here and power cancel this guy, okay? Don't move at all. You could get a counter strike in. Yep, if you try hard. And then that's it, man. Once we pick up this experience, it's Legend of Mana time. It's Mana Goddess time. Something to note, I'm mashing X, okay? I'm gonna mash X through all this text, but once the text stops, you have to move your character up a certain amount of pixels before the battle begins, so don't forget to do that. I think it's after this block of copy. Yeah, here we go. So you see I moved up, and now the battle begins. If you don't do that, the battle won't start, I don't think. Okay, this is a level 25, the Mana Goddess. This is what people call a Counter-Strike fishing experiment, where, not experiment, just a Counter-Strike fishing battle where you're trying very hard to Counter-Strike her, okay? And ideally, you're going to want to stand next to Guri to get the most out of it. It's challenging, though. You'll see. Ugh. Ugh. Ooh, we got her. Okay, we only got 1 hit. That sucks. I'm gonna get out of the way. She's gonna do something. I'm gonna try to lunging arc her. We'll see if it lands. Nope. But we were there were iframes, so we didn't get hurt. Okay, this is not going well. Not getting any hits at all. Yeah, this is not going well. So, ideally, we would have already hit her a few times. I think we've already hit her once. That's just not enough. There's one. Ooh, I think I got a synchro there because Guri came alive right away. Did we get her? God damn. Oof, you see, it's hard, dude. If you're not lined up exactly right. Oh no, what are you doing? Oh no. Okay, this is bad. Oh, we missed it though. Good, good, good. Whew. So if it goes too long, she does this awful ST, which you just saw. Somehow I was able to avoid it by kind of going north, but not too north. What up, Hank? Yeah, man, this fucking... I'm doing awful. Having the hardest time, dude. Not getting any hits. Finally. So that's game. Final strike. That was a just colossally atrocious Mana Goddess. But imagine it feeling more like my Sierra fight in Dragonbone Fortress. Okay? That's what you're looking for, is like mostly counter strikes, hardly any whiffs, hardly any bullshit, you know, not many STs. It just comes with practice. So that's it, man. That's it. That's the